Rolling.
Hello, sickos. Welcome to another episode of Popcorn on the Motherfucking Macabre.
Yeah.
This is Dick. I'm sitting here with the Chatterer.
Thank you.
And this is a special political episode. Me and the Chatterer are sitting here buck naked, like all the celebrities are doing right now.
What?
Sarah Silverman, Josh Gad, Chris Rock. They're all naked.
Wait, we're doing this for celebrities?
We're doing this to get people to rock the motherfucking vote. Seeing as how this is almost election time.
Oh.
And we're trying to get people... Yeah, me and the Chatterer are naked right now, like all these celebrities, because we want you guys to we're encouraging you to get out there and vote. Actually, you want to know the truth? We don't give a fuck about politics.
I was about to say.
We don't give a fuck about politics.
I was about to say, I was just naked because I wanted to be naked with you.
Yeah. So we're just naked. It has nothing to do with politics.
I was beginning to get sad. Like, you said, hey, let's get naked. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, I've never done it. Okay.
Yeah, no. We don't give a fuck about politics. We're here to talk about horror. So let me rephrase all that. This is not a political episode of Popcorn on the Macabre. This is a straight up Halloween episode of Popcorn on the Macabre. So what better way to celebrate Halloween than to pop on the movie? Can you guess it, Chatterer?
No.
It's called Halloween.
Oh. What?
Surprise. It's right there in front of your face and you still didn't know what we were watching.
Oh, I was trying to play dumb. I was trying to be like, what?
Of course,
but it didn't.
Of course.
It didn't work as well as I thought it did in my head, though.
I don't think you really knew. I think you had another brain fart, and it's okay.
It's okay.
But
you accept me for my brain farts.
Yes. To let you guys know, Chad might be fucked up again on this episode. I'm not sure. Yet, but we're gonna play it by ear.
Yeah, they'll be able to know, right?
Yeah, and also another caveat. Let you guys know, I have a severe case of IBS.
Oh.
I've had stomach problems all day long, so if a fart happens to squeeze out, I'm going to blame the Chad. He's going to take credit for all of my farts because I have the bubble guts, and we're just going to try to plow through this episode without me blowing ass everywhere.
You had to tell them.
But
I wanted them to not know.
But no, if it happens, you're going to take the blame for it, and they'll just...
They'll have to believe you,
yeah.
Right?
They won't know. This is strictly audio, so they will not know.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
But anyway, so back on topic. We're going to watch, just in time for Halloween, we're going to watch John Carpenter's original 1978 classic, Halloween. We're not going to watch Rob Zombie's Halloween. We're not going to watch, the 2018 Halloween. We're going to watch the fucking original Halloween, because that's where it's at. I don't know how you feel about it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll probably get, split roasted over some of my thoughts on this movie.
So you feel like... when's the last time you've seen this?
Probably... Halloween last year.
Okay. Do you is it like a commemorative thing? Do you watch it every year?
No, it's just on.
Okay.
I mean, you can't.
It's like you can't not watch this movie.
Yeah, it's going to be on some station somewhere. I think they played it on Joe Bob or The Last Drive-In.
Yeah, it's like when it's on, dude. This is one of those movies that, like, when they play this movie, I'm going to watch it. I don't care if it's like 45 minutes into it, if it's just starting, if it's just ending. I'm gonna watch it through the entire duration. Like,
you are a better fan than I.
Yeah, I'm a total fucking fanboy. I would say the first Halloween, I'm a fanboy of. That's because I love John Carpenter. I'm not gonna say that like I'm the biggest Halloween fan, because I feel like some of the movies kind of, as the series progressed, they were increasingly dreadful. Not that they were just all bad.
They didn't
movies.
go to Manhattan.
They didn't go to Manhattan. I will give them that. But when they started all the Thorn shit, you know what I'm talking about? The whole Thorn.
Enlighten me.
Okay, you remember in part 4 how? Well, mainly with part 5.
Okay.
You had the whole Thorn cult thing, where like Michael Myers was a child of the cult, and he was.
Is that the one with Paul Rudd?
That's part 6.
Okay,
the Curse of Michael Myers.
But that's the background starts in 5.
Basically, yeah. Like, remember because they had the weird.
Who's in 5?
Tamara Glenn.
Yep.
Tamara Glenn. Shout out to Tamara Glenn. She is in part 5. Daniel Harris is in part 5.
Daniel.
The epic fucking legendary Donald Pleasance is in part 5.
I don't care about the men. Give me the women.
The women, yeah. As far as women go, I think, what's her name returned for part 5. The chick that was in part 4, what was her name? Ellie Cornell, I think. But she died, like, at the beginning. But anyway.
Yeah, that's for another day.
Yeah, so we're going to do a commentary for you guys for the first original and only 1978 classic, Halloween 35th anniversary edition. I don't know what else I can say about this bitch other than let's just fucking go into it. Are you ready to go into it? Yeah, let's just fucking...
I don't know how to sound like a wrestler, but they always sound really energetic.
Yeah. Let's just...
Probably sound like a wussy dog. Anyways, hit play.
Let's get into it. Okay, so you guys... I'm on the scene selection option right now. About to let you guys know this is the Scream Factory release. And I'm on the scene selection option right now. I'm going to say now when I'm going to sync it up. So we're going to start the movie in 3, 2, 1, now. Chad's going to take us into the movie with a spark of the lighter.
Oh, wait. It's legal here now.
Damn right it is. It should be legal everywhere. Okay.
Green cards all around.
Yes.
Wait, let's not get political.
We promised not to get political, but we're going to get Halloweenical.
Yeah.
But
Dang.
we're going to get all Carpenter-like. We're going to get Halloweenical and Carpenter-like. Yeah, we're seeing the title Halloween.
You think it was hard to get Donald Pleasance on this?
I think it may have been. I think he was kind of reluctant to do it at first. He came in for, I want to say, 5 days, and I think they paid him $20,000 for 5 days worth of work.
Shooting for 5 days?
Yeah, and he's only in the movie for like not even 20 minutes, I think. But, John Carpenter wanted Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing.
Christopher Lee, like the Highlander guy?
The legend. No, that's Christopher Lambert. Christopher.
Dude, that one went way over.
Not Raiden, okay? We ain't talking about Raiden.
He's not Raiden, man. He's freaking McCloud. Yeah. He's a McCloud. Fuck Raiden.
Yeah, we're talking about Christopher Lee, dog.
Fuck Raiden, man. Lee you tarnished his name.
Christopher Lee from fucking Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and Christopher Lee.
Was he Gandalf?
No, Christopher Lee. He was in The Wicker Man. He's
You're gonna have to really pull this image.
Dude, he's played Dracula. I mean, I don't want to have to explain to you.
Is he from the Hammer horror?
Yes.
Okay, I know.
Yes, Christopher Lee. Yeah.
Okay. It's the face. I recognize faces, not names.
Okay,
Horrible with names.
Here's something you
got the mustache.
You may know him from Gremlins 2. He played the twisted doctor. The scientist, the mad scientist. Yeah. But anyway, that's yeah.
I don't even know why we were there.
Why were we talking about? Oh, because John Carpenter wanted Christopher Lee or Peter Cushing to play the role of Dr. Loomis. But here we are at the Myers house.
I don't think that would have worked for either one of those.
Dude, Christopher Lee would have been an awesome Dr. Loomis.
I think he would have been too frail.
No.
Dude, he's always been kind of skinny.
Christopher Lee lived,
drawn in.
But he lived till he was like 100.
Yeah, I get that. But Donald Pleasance looks like pleasantly plump and healthy to take on Michael.
Yeah, he was. Donald Pleasance was perfect for the part, man. Oh, here we go with some making out.
This is a really cool shot to open this up with.
Yes,
it looks like one great big.
This was one Steadicam shot,
right?
Like,
okay,
they did like a single take.
It's impressive.
Yeah, I think there's a cut somewhere in here, but this is all like kind of a continuous take, and you have to give props to the fucking Steadicam op plus Dean Cundy folks who worked on this movie. For those who don't know, I'm probably going to be spitting a lot of factoids about this movie because I love it so much. But if you want, you can watch the countless documentaries on this movie, plus go to IMDb. There's probably nothing I'm going to say that you don't already know about Halloween.
This is Halloween.
Yes.
And if you're a fan or a cinephile,
yeah,
they know about this.
And they're probably going to roll their eyes every time I'm like, hey, did you know this? Did you know that? But, that's what we do. That's what we're here to do. And as a matter of fact, I think that this hand right here is Deborah Hill's hand holding the knife.
I wonder what lens they used to get that effect, or how because that's a grown woman's hand, but the way the depth of it made it look small.
Yeah, there's a softness.
Well, I felt like it was the little hands, Kristen Wiig, going to grab it.
Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, the little Saturday Night Live skit where she got the little hands. Like that's for that being an adult.
Yeah.
However that comes into the screen, it does. I wouldn't have thought grown woman.
It does look like a little boy's hands.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not fucking a movie scientist when it comes to cinematography, but
the depth to get all scientific with it.
Yeah, the depth looked a little maybe what it did.
Dude already fucked her, man. I know we've probably pointed that out before, but he already banged Michael Myers' sister, man. That was a quickie. He was in and out.
Did you see her?
He fucked her already. Like, yeah.
Well, I know that, but did you see her? Is what I'm saying, because
no,
I would have probably done the same thing.
It was all off screen. He took her up there and banged her, and
I'm just saying, I would have probably come that fast too.
You think that would have happened with you?
Well, did you see her? That's what I'm getting at. It would have probably.
Okay, you're asking me.
It's like I'm in the gutter, and you're like, we didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
See, that looks such like a child.
You would have been a quick draw McGraw.
Yeah, and for a teenager to say he wouldn't be.
But yeah, yeah, dude. I've been in situations like that, but I have not come that fast. That dude came quick.
I mean, it is a movie.
As Hitchcock would say that.
Hold on, it's a moment of silence for the boobies.
Oh yeah, sorry, man. Yeah, we do get to see a little bit of titty here. That's the one shot of this movie I don't like. I don't like that shot because why would he look at his own fucking hand while he's stabbing her? I don't like it, but it's justified because,
I've never heard of you talk like that. That was interesting to hear. Like, we've watched this, and I've known you for a while, and I would have...
It's because I normally don't criticize this movie.
But no, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
When you said you didn't like it, I was like, well, what does he not like about it? And I thought, okay, he's looking at a doorway, but it was the fucking hand.
So my complaint is warranted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it makes good sense. You're not going to... I mean... I don't know, maybe if you're drunk and you're all like, stab, whoa, look at this, but not that I've ever stabbed anybody either, but.
Yeah. Dude, supposedly that kid that plays Myers, he grew up to become a cop.
Huh.
Did not go on to do any more acting after this. But
I wonder who has that knife.
He kind of looks like Charlie Korsmo, the kid from Dick Tracy. Remember the little kid who played the kid?
Oh, yeah.
Dick Tracy?
Yeah.
Kind of, to me anyway. What were you saying about the knife?
I wonder who has it. Like, do you think somebody kept that knife as a prop?
I imagine so.
Because that's kind of a classic prop. Would you like that if it was that knife?
You would think. Smiths Grove, Illinois, folks. That's where we're at right now. October 30th, 1978.
78. That was a good year.
I forgot to mention that opening sequence. That took 2 days to shoot.
Yeah, if it's just that freaking one steady cam, do you know how much you got to be like on point? Day one was probably practice.
Yeah, like they probably had to, like the lighting would be the bitch.
Well, yeah, because you got to move around it.
Yeah. Yep.
You can't get in it, and it has to be the same all around.
Yeah. Dean Cundy's a fucking pro, though. He would go on to work with Spielberg in Jurassic Park, and I mean, he did other shit with Carpenter too, but he went on to become a goddamn pro.
So his career kind of went places.
It did, to say the least. Here we are with Donald Pleasance, and who is the chick? That is
Nurse Ratched.
I can't remember her name, but she plays Nurse Marion.
Nurse Marion?
Yeah, I wish I could remember her damn name. But she's good in this role, and like she didn't really go on to do much else, man. She was in like Halloween 2, Halloween H2O, but I'm curious to know what else she did. And I think they named her after.
Does Gwen Van Dam sound familiar?
Gwen Van Dam? That is totally not her name. I call bullshit on that one.
Well, dude, I can't find...
If that is her name, that's an awesome name.
What'd you say her name was? Nurse what?
Her character's name is Nurse Marion. I think they...
Unless I'm blind, which I am, I don't see a Nurse Marion here. And then the rest of the cast... what?
Rest of the cast.
Did I just go like 18th century snooty?
You got all British on me for a second.
Okay, it was British. Okay. The only nurses I see here are psych ward nurse, uncredited.
No, go up higher there. Are you... Surely you're on the original Halloween, right?
Yeah, man. What?
Okay, full cast.
I mean, you did tell me we were going to watch the remake, and I was like, no, we can't watch that. We got to do original. Why would we go remake?
What is her name? It can't be Gwen Van Dam.
I mean,
it's going to bother me.
That says sanitarium nurse and uncredited.
No, let's see. But you don't see Nurse Marion anywhere.
No.
Fucking fanboys are probably like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're roasting you right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Any which way.
Yeah.
Fuck it. We'll find... If it's Nurse Marion, we'll look for that in the credits. I bet we forget.
Yeah. I was trying to think of what else she had been in.
If you know, put in the comments.
There you go. There you go.
Score. Who did the score? There were some stingers and
John Carpenter did the score.
Yeah. Duh.
Did the score for just about everything he did.
Yeah, duh. That's a save, dude. You should have issued a save on that one.
I should have just... There you go, folks. I just slapped the Chad.
What is it? I get him... Is it John Carpenter and Wes Craven I get mixed up anyways in life?
Yeah. To let you guys know, if you ever listen to any of these episodes, the Chad gets John Carpenter and Wes Craven mixed up quite frequently.
Yeah. They almost look like the same person to me.
Yeah.
I'm people blind. Man, he got away and he's driving.
He's gone from here. The evil is gone. Sorry, man.
That's okay, dude. You have your tantrums.
I had to belt that one out.
You're allowed to have your tantrums.
That's such an epic, like, I don't like the line itself, like, he's gone from here, the evil is gone.
Oh, yeah, give me more critiques. But this is something I'm not used to.
The way that Donald Pleasance delivers that line, it's very effective.
Yeah, give me more of these critiques here. This is a side I don't get to see with you on here.
It was like some Shakespearean acting right there.
Oh, well,
he's gone from here! The evil is gone!
You're going to have to do it again. Does he have any other great lines you can do?
I will do the line that he did in Escape from New York, where he says, "You are the Duke of New York! You're A#1!
Man, watching you is like watching a Shakespearean play.
Oh, time out. This guy right here, dude, Peter Griffith, that is Melanie Griffith's father right there. Yeah. That plays Mr. Strode.
I wouldn't have thunk it.
He plays Mr. Laurie Strode.
How old is Miss Strode or Jamie Lee when she did this?
She was 19 when she did this movie.
19?
Yeah.
She went on to do many, many things.
She did. And, there's a part of me that thinks that John Carpenter chose her. I don't think she was his first choice, but, of course we all know that she was Janet Leigh's daughter. And, John Carpenter is obviously a fan of Hitchcock because throughout this whole movie there are countless Hitchcock references. Just, from the way it's shot to I would just say the overall composition, the way it's cut together. Stylistically, this movie just screams Hitchcock,
Red and blue slug bug.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's like ingrained kids playing the slug bug game. It's what better way to punch your spouse and your kids.
Yeah.
So when I see him, my brain just goes slug bug.
Slug bug. Yep. You don't see slug bugs very much anymore.
Oh yeah, you do. Trust
Still?
me. I'm at least able to beat my wife 8 times a day.
This kid Brian Andrews plays Tommy Doyle here. He got upset recently because he was not able to reprise his role as Tommy Doyle in the new Blumhouse Halloween.
Okay, dual rules.
Yeah, dude, this kid, he went on a rant though, man. Like on social media, he was calling out fucking Danny McBride, Jason Blum. He was calling out who's the other guy? Not Danny McBride.
Green.
Yeah, David Gordon Green. He was calling him a piece of shit. I mean, I think something's wrong with the kid in real life, man, because he didn't seem right.
Who? That Tommy?
Yeah, Brian Andrews.
Brian Andrews?
Because I don't think he went on to do.
He's not related to Aaron Andrews, that's for sure.
You know what's still really bothering me?
Days of Our Lives.
You know what's still really bothering me is the name of that nurse.
Hey, you're just going to have to wait to the end.
Damn it. No. You're going to make me scream like Donald Pleasance. No! Michael!
Hey. It's for failing me.
Dude, Donald Pleasance is he was such a great legendary actor. For a lot of people who, I love that line. He was doing very well last night.
So, you're going to hate me for this.
Yeah.
But it just popped into my head.
Sure.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
I need you. I think I've stumped you.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I've got a stumped here. Can you link Donald Pleasance to Gene Simmons?
Donald Pleasance to Gene Simmons. Oh.
It's there.
How many movies
You have 6 max.
Okay. Link Donald Pleasance to Gene Simmons. Okay, well. Donald Pleasance, I love this shot, by the way.
I liked how she was chewing on that red pen.
Yeah.
She really... I miss the hair from the 70s.
Yeah.
There's something about what the hairstyles were in the 70s that were so much better than the 90s or 80s.
The chicks had class, man.
Yeah.
They knew how to dress. They didn't have fake eyebrows and shit. But anyway, I'm going to try to link those two actors.
Let me know if you need a lifeline.
Oh, you know what? How about you look up that goddamn nurse while I'm doing this? Because I think her name is Nancy Stevens. If you see a Nancy Stevens in there, that just popped in my brain.
Okay, so you think it's Nancy Stevens?
I think it's Nancy Stevens, dude. I think it just came to me like an epiphany.
Okay, yeah, you were right. It just doesn't say nurse.
Okay.
It just says Marion. I was looking for nurse first.
Okay. Marion, yeah. Yeah, she was named after Marion Crane.
You know me, I'm fucking can't read.
Yeah, that's all good, dude.
But yes, you are right. Hey, at least you figured it out.
We're flying by the seat of our pants here. It's okay.
It's okay. Like
we're not perfect.
In the comments, they'll already told us. Dude, hold on. I need to take a drink on that one.
There you go. Down some more of that beer.
But at least you got that off of your mind.
Yeah, I did. It was festering. It was bothering me.
The OCD was going crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to finish this commentary without figuring out what her name was.
Dude,
but
I hate pumpkins.
I hate how they bullied fucking Tommy there.
Well, I felt sorry for the actor having to smell it. Like the pumpkin breaking open. That's probably a really lame thing to say, but pumpkins really gross me out. The smell.
Really? So yeah. You were never able to carve them and shit when you were a kid? Like removing all the innards and the...
I have texture things when eating foods with different textures.
The guts.
Yeah, but sticking it, no.
Yeah. That didn't appeal to you, huh?
Mm-hmm. This Michael Myers is a little different, isn't he?
He's very sleek. He's cunning.
He drives a little aggressive.
He knows how to drive a car. He was doing very well last night.
You're on a roll. I think our audience, the 12 of them, need to drink every time you say something.
Just how about
pleasantly?
How about every time I do? Yes, Donald Pleasantly. Yeah. Anytime I do a quote from Donald Pleasance, just take a shot.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah.
And hopefully you're watching along with us.
Yeah, and right now, the Chatterer can hopefully keep you guys entertained while I try to link Donald Pleasance to...
Well, maybe they want to know Gene Simmons.
Okay.
Maybe they want to know your thought process. That's what's interesting to me.
I'll try. I'm going to try to talk them through it.
Because Slugbug Rusty. If you need a lifeline, I can give you one right off the bat to work with.
No, I don't want any help.
Because I watched this movie earlier today.
Let's see. Well, we know that Gene Simmons was in Runaway.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing he's been in that. I mean, he's bound to have been in more things, but the only thing I think he was in was he in that old is it Trick or Treat or Trick Art? It's not the Trick or Treat anthology, but there's like a Trick or Treat where a demon.
Yeah, the Gene Simmons one. Yeah,
okay, yeah,
Ozzy.
That's like the only other thing I know he's in.
Yeah. Oh, Gene Simmons, man, he was in that movie Wanted Dead or Alive. Have you seen that shit with Rutger Hauer?
Maybe, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it's awesome. You can check that out. Gene Simmons is just awesome at playing fucking villains. But anyway, let's see. Okay, so Donald Pleasance. Hang on. Donald Pleasance was in Escape from New York.
What was that he just picked up? He's figuring something out here.
Oh, that was the gown.
Then yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then he took this mechanic's clothes. So now Michael Myers he has his suit. He has his outfit. His costume, if you will.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I actually thought he had it when he was stalking. Well, I guess he had it already then. That was just going back. He's finding the body. Duh. Okay, let me take another drink on that one.
Yeah. Here we are with PJ Souls, looking hot as hell. We met her. I've met her a few times.
You've met her a few times. I met her once.
Yeah, she is a really nice lady, but she is smoking hot. And here comes Nancy Loomis from Assault on Precinct 13 fame. John Carpenter used her quite a bit.
If
she would go on to marry actually Tommy Lee Wallace, who was the production designer of this movie.
Oh,
and
neat.
Yeah.
Now let's get to something.
Who also directed Halloween 3, interestingly.
Let's get to something that's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
If you could marry one of those three, which one would it be?
Dude, I would probably go for PJ Souls because she's kind of cray. She kind of cray. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time between her or Loomis. Like,
oh, okay, so you like Nancy Loomis?
Well,
she's kind of crazy too.
Curtis is there too. But, like, there's something about maybe the Cheers style haircut.
I'll say the one thing that I don't like about Jamie Lee Curtis is she's so uptight in this movie.
Oh, like, I'm just talking about, like,
superficial
I
stuff.
guess if we're talking about the characters, I was actually talking about, I guess, the actors.
Okay, yeah.
Well, you said PJ Souls, so that's it. But you were thinking character.
Yeah.
Man, look at him drive-bying.
Yeah.
Drive-by mean mugging.
Dude, there used to be a cool shirt that had like the car. It showed like the station wagon, and then it said "Speed Kills." That was a cool shirt, man. I don't remember if that was like Fry Rags that did that shit.
You know how scared it would be.
I'd be terrified. I don't like it when people creep up on me.
I don't like people like park behind me and block me into a parking spot.
Yeah.
When I'm like under a shady bridge.
Yeah, yeah, because that did happen to us.
Yeah.
I don't like when people follow me home. I had a dude follow me home one time, man.
I don't ever pay attention to that.
He turns out he was a drunk guy, and he thought I was trying to. He thought I was the dude that was trying to fuck his wife. Yeah,
and he was drunk.
Yeah, and he pulled up.
You've never told me this.
Yeah, he pulled up, and it was right up there, close to the Walmart, and then I came all the way down, East Maryland. I turned into my house. And I see this truck. I just see this truck pull in behind me. And I noticed he'd been behind me for a while. And then he got out and he was like, "Tell me you don't live here." And I was like, I don't know who's asking, And he didn't tell me his name, but he was like, "Oh," he said, I thought you were the dude who was trying to pork my wife, And I said, "No." I said, "I've never met you." And the dude finally just fucking drove off, But it was like, this was probably
Dude,
probably 15 years ago or something like that. But
he followed your truck, right?
Yeah.
He's probably looking for the other person that drives the same truck around here. Have you thought of that? Because there's two of your trucks.
Yeah, well, this was a long time ago. This was
so it's not even that truck?
This was back when I had the white Ford, I think.
Okay, sweet.
Or I may have had the Chevy. I don't know. But anyway, he just the idea of somebody following you, like stalking you for no fucking reason. Like this, just fucking looking at you like from behind.
Would you call that an iconic shot?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's tons of memes with that.
Yeah, and that bush supposedly is still there to this day.
I don't know, dude. I think I would pick Jamie Lee.
Really?
The actor. Like, if you had a chance to marry any three of those actors.
Not judging these chicks off their character, but the actresses themselves. Yeah. I would still kind of go for PJ Souls, man.
She seems your type. She seems like, now it's maybe not right, but she seems like she could be fun, like, wild, adventurous.
Yeah, because I think that, like, her real life personality is not too different from the characters that she actually played. She used to be married to Dennis Quaid.
Is that the guy that was filming himself have sex with politicians or something?
No, that's Randy Quaid. But
it's a really funny video.
But they are brothers.
They're Quaided.
Yeah, they are Quaided. Yes,
they are.
Okay, so Gene Simmons was in Runaway.
Yeah, get back to this impossible quest
with Okay, I'm just gonna say Gene Simmons was in Runaway with Kirstie Alley.
Oh, whoa! You didn't go with Tom Selleck? Well, I guess he did go to TV though. He did a lot of TV.
No, okay, no. That thank you for that, because I am gonna go with Tom Selleck. Gene Simmons was in Runaway with Tom Selleck. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta talk about this dude for a second. Charles Cyphers. Charles Cyphers, for those who are John Carpenter aficionados, may recognize this dude from. He's been in like every John Carpenter movie, just about. He was in The Fog. He was in Assault on Precinct 13, and he is still kicking, man. This guy is fucking legendary.
Like today?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but anyway, okay. So Gene Simmons was in Runaway with Tom Selleck, who let's see, Tom Selleck was in. Tom Selleck was in
Indoors. No,
what?
I was just fucking with you because you were like, was it Indoors?
I don't know why I'm struggling with this so much, but okay, no, I'm on to something. Tom Selleck was in the movie 3 Men and a Baby.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. So you're on to your second movie.
3 Men and a Baby with Ted motherfucking Danson.
Okay.
Who was in Creepshow with Adrienne Barbeau, who was in Escape from New York with Donald Pleasance.
So you did it in 4.
I fucking did it, guys. I did it, and it was at 4 movies?
Yeah, I think that was 4.
Okay.
Yeah, you got Runaways.
Sweet.
You went from Runaways to where? To 3 Men?
It was Gene Simmons was in Runaway with Tom Selleck. So that's 1 movie. Tom Selleck was in 3 Men and a Baby with Ted Danson, so that's 2 movies. Ted Danson was in Creepshow with Adrienne Barbeau, so it was the third movie.
Yeah, 4.
It's 4 movies, yeah.
No. Dude, I've never seen you go to 6.
You almost had me stumped.
Almost,
folks. He almost had me stumped.
I thought I really got you that time.
It was close, man. And plus, I was, you know what made that difficult is I was watching this movie while I was trying to think of it, and dude, this movie is so iconic to me.
I saw you get It's
hard for me to put my mind in 2 different areas, but
I know I was trying. I know how you think.
Woo!
I know how you think, so I like to send you bombs.
Yeah. Okay, so this scene right here when I was a kid, it always kind of creeped me out. Because this was probably the first movie, with the exception of When a Stranger Calls. This was the first movie I saw that dealt with like creepy callers, like people
That's crazy. When you said that, and I looked at the scene, I was like, "What's scary?" And I think I saw a Raggedy Ann doll, or whatever her name is. I was always terrified of those as a kid.
Yeah, your big fear was
that was a big puss.
Dolls,
yeah, dolls and shit. I got attacked by Alf.
See, I wasn't scared of dolls. Let me tell you what. This kind of goes back to the phone thing. People used to really be scared of weird phone calls. They're not anymore because we know who's calling. Like but back in the day there was no caller ID. You didn't have star 60.
Oh, it was great as a kid at having spent the night parties. I mean, we kind of did the prank yankers kind of thing, but I never scared anybody.
Yeah.
But it was always great. But then Star 69 came around.
It was Star 69. Star 67, which one was that? That was if you wanted to block your number, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's either or. I think it was Star 69. There may have been a block. I didn't know the block one. There's one also that is...
But Star 69 was if you wanted to call him back immediately.
Yeah, it was a redial, I thought.
Yeah. See, and the biggest, the thing about these movies, these horror movies from the 70s, they always had, these plots about strangers calling people, and now that's not so scary nowadays. It's almost like, and I don't like this whole new trend of, Zoom technology and, how they're trying to make the whole interactive, Skyping and shit. They're trying to make that scary, but...
what was that? Is it Unfriend Me? Did that have a...
Yeah, Unfriended.
Yeah, I don't like looking at computer screens. I do that. So I don't want to see it again. Yeah. I like to be taken to environments, not computer screens.
Right. See, there was something really scary about back in those movies, whether it was Black Christmas or Halloween or When a Stranger Calls or, Don't Answer the Phone or some shit. There was something scary about a faceless killer who was calling you and breathing over the phone. And
I wonder if that was going on back in that time period, like in the 70s or 60s. At any time in there, I wonder if there was a crime spree or anything in the media talking about callers.
Probably, yeah.
Because... don't fears kind of through the decades kind of show in certain aspects, I guess.
In the movies, yeah, they always reflected the time period that they were in,
I could be also just fucking shooting a rocket out into outer space, seeing if it connects, but it'd be interesting.
Oh, it's connected.
If those people, those people, I guess I could ask my mom. We're scared of people calling.
I've asked my mom.
Have you?
She used to get all kinds of crank callers. Yeah, dudes that would call and they just be beaten off all over the phone. Yeah, that happened all the time. That's why they made these movies, dude. The idea of a babysitter, being alone in a house and all of a sudden getting these collisionous calls. I mean, dude, it's creepy because.
Do you think it was boyfriends that knew they were there?
It's possible. It's possible. It could have been somebody
they smoking a joint
friends with. But the scary fact, the thing that makes it scary, is the fact that they didn't know. They didn't know. They had no way of identifying that person.
Yeah, I know.
Because the person would fucking hang up, and then you just had to hope that they didn't come over to your fucking house in the middle of the night with a butcher knife. You know?
See, Star 69 was nice. Yeah, I hated it when it was used against me. Yeah, but I liked to use it. And then now with caller ID. It gives you the number and you can pretty much...
Yeah, now you're not scared. You're just annoyed. You're just like, oh, it's this fucker again calling me.
So, I get a lot...
This is one of my favorite scenes right here with Jamie Lee and Nancy Loomis smoking the reefer.
I was about to say, is that a joint?
That looks like a joint.
I think, matter of fact, I did say that. I just said... I was about to say... No, I did say that earlier. But...
Okay.
And they don't get caught, and they don't even...
Yeah, and here's one thing for you fans out there. I might be a little retarded, okay? But this scene right here, it kind of baffled me. And I know a lot of people have asked questions about this scene. Just to let you guys know, we're at the part where Nancy Loomis and...
If they're cinephiles, they know.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, they pull up on the hardware store. At what point did Michael Myers go to the hardware store and get the mask? Have you ever thought about that? Because he had
the golden hour.
He had but he had the mask earlier, right?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
When she was in school, he had the mask, and this could just be a bullshit continuity error thing. And you're probably not supposed to put much thought into it, but for you guys out there who might be a little more well informed than I, help me out with that.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? What are their thoughts?
Yeah.
Because you are right. He's had the mask, and this is... I never thought of it before, to be honest.
The alarm wouldn't be going on for that... It wouldn't be going off for that fucking long.
I guess I never really paid attention. I just figured it was a store getting robbed. I didn't...
Yeah, and not to mention, why is the store closed? Why is it closed, in the middle of the day? And this is a weekday because they were at school. There's all kinds of questions.
Well, what if he went in there and murdered the person? Did they say if there was any dead bodies?
No, they didn't find any bodies.
Because is he like all the other... Is Michael Myers in this one, since he drives and shit, is he like motherfucker that walk up in there and turn the open sign to close and take care of business?
No, there was no bodies. But
so he just...
The store was just closed, and he broke into the hardware store and stole a mask.
He turned it from open to closed. That's how I want to view it. It makes a little bit more sense.
Okay.
And did he actually say anything that... Oh, there's a mask missing? Could he have not got his blade just now?
He blamed it on kids. The cop blamed it on kids. The sheriff blamed it on kids.
But did he specifically say mask?
Yeah. He said he took a piece of rope and a mask.
Okay. Okay, so. No. Okay.
But then again, it may have not even been Myers. They just kind of almost make
I guess you just were able to fill the hole.
They make you almost like assume that it's Myers. But it's never really established.
What if it was fucking... Well, no, it has to go there probably. I was like, what if for like scene continuity it got put in the wrong spot? What if that scene was supposed to showed up?
What if it done showed up earlier?
Yeah. Was supposed to appear earlier in this...
Honestly, I just don't think they put that much thought into it. I would hate to.
I mean, shit like that happens.
Say
it's
anything
normal.
Disparaging about John Carpenter or Deborah Hill, but there may have not been enough thought put into that. Continuity errors happen. I mean, but if you guys have any better theories, drop them in those motherfucking comments.
We want to know from other cinephiles.
Yeah, I want to hear from you guys because that always left me kind of bumfuzzled. But here we are, and it's nighttime.
Bumfuzzled?
It's fucking nighttime all of a sudden. Like, we were just in the magic hour, but...
Where'd you go? I got bumfuzzled and bumfucked Egypt.
Yeah.
You sent my brain on, like, a bumfuzzle. Like, if, kind of like how they talk about certain autistic kids saying where they repeat words. In my head, it was just like bumfuzzled, bumfuzzled, bumfuzzled. And I had to say in bumfucked to get it out of my... Bumfucked Egypt to get it out of my head.
Bumfucked. That's one of my favorite words. Bumfucked. That's a scary shot.
What, a bumfuck?
Some of these anamorphic shots that I didn't get to see when I was a kid.
Oh.
And they're all like lit up.
What do you remember from what you saw?
I'm going to tell you some things that from when I was a kid. Like, first off, it was fucking full frame. 4x3. Like... We're watching a beautiful Cinescope, 235 to 1, version of this movie.
Pretty much what they saw in the theaters, right?
That's what they saw in the theaters, but what you saw on home video, it was fucking some 4x3,
Did you at least get him by the tree?
Pan and scan shit.
Were you able to see him by the tree?
No, the thing is, I don't remember seeing a lot of stuff in this movie because the things that you see now, it's like they always have Michael Myers to the left side of the frame or to the right side of the frame. And sometimes they would crop it and they'd do some pan and scan shit. You might see him. But it was also so dark, too. When I was a kid, you would watch this movie and you would hear the musical stingers, but you couldn't see Myers. So I was wondering where those musical stingers were coming from. And I'll point out another few examples of that.
Do you think that scene was... To get it out today, Junior... But
today, Junior.
Do you think the scene was more effective without seeing him?
No. I think it helps to see him. I think that's the whole idea of building suspense. Like, obviously, this movie was meant to be seen in CinemaScope, but the fact that VHS, everything was formatted to fit your television back then, so it was like certain things were going to get cut out, and there's
I was just thinking, like, when I see that, like, yeah, it looks good and I get it, but those motherfuckers would have seen him.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, but he hides in the shadows, though. That's the thing about the shape.
That motherfucker had his hand on a tree and was like a good COVID 6 feet.
He's the shape, Chad.
Are you gonna tell me You
dude,
wouldn't have seen somebody standing by your tree.
But you're sort of dismissing the supernatural aspect of the movie. He's the boogeyman.
Well, he ain't no supernatural right now.
He's very mysterious. He's ethereal. He's almost like, you know.
It's interesting that you say that because I feel like he's more human right now. He acts more human. He drives cars.
Well, he's in human form, yes, but he is kind of a boogeyman. The way he kind of just floats in and out of the shadows. And
are we about to see him, or that's still a little while away?
Yeah,
it's in the same house, isn't it? Though, when the final fight, or
no, this
isn't the house.
This is the old Myers house.
Yeah, what house does it end in? Do you remember?
It ends in
hers. When he gets shot and falls out?
Tommy Doyle's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, you know, Jamie Lee's babysitting the kids. Actually, no, it ends in, I think it ends in Tommy Doyle's house.
Let's see if you're right.
Yeah. Dude, this is a really good monologue from Donald Pleasance here. The blackest eyes.
He hasn't blinked yet.
Because he's intense, man.
Yeah.
He was really good in Roman Polanski's Cul-de-sac, and he also did this movie called Wake and Fright. That was an old Australian movie.
Wake and Fright.
Wake and Fright. And dude, you remember he was in that fucking James Bond movie too? He played a Bond villain.
You know, I'm not a big Bond fan, so
yeah.
Like I've seen some, but is that bad? Should I be Should I give myself 9 lashes for not like really?
I just slapped the chat again.
Like because Bond just has never really appealed to me.
Yeah,
I want all of the movies because I understand them in the universe of things.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I'm not a big Bond fan, but I have seen most.
All right, take that slap back.
I'll slap myself then. Sorry. But I'm not like
dude, when you slap it sounds like 2 things of lumber.
Yeah, dude, it's my bitch slap. It's my pimp slap. I'm not a big Bond fan. I'm not like but I've seen most of the ones with Sean Connery, most of the ones with Roger Moore.
Yeah, I've seen them. I just don't. I would have to rewatch them to know which ones because I've seen some Sean Connery. I just don't know which ones.
Yeah, those are the best ones to me. But
I like the one with was it Jaws or Odd Job or something?
Yeah. And those are the Sean Connery ones.
They are. Okay,
yeah. This is a good scene. You know, most of the time they would not. Nowadays in horror movies, you wouldn't have the dog die.
She had a folded over camel toe.
She did, yeah.
It was like those pants are pleated in her vagina. Like why would they do that?
Yeah. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, here's Kyle Richards, who people may know as Paris Hilton's aunt.
Dude, does she kind of resemble the mother in Terminator 2? I got a weird Terminator 2 vibe, maybe because she's just talking phone and stuff, and like the dog, like I just felt like she was about to get a blade. But I feel like I'm trying to locate her. I feel like I've seen her before.
Yeah, well, she's been in a few things. I mean,
for a second I thought it was Dirty Dancing, but then I was like, no, wrong nose.
No. But she had a little bit part in Halloween 3. She was in The Fog. She was in Assault on Precinct 13. You've probably seen her in other Carpenter movies.
Well,
that's a creepy shot right there with that fucking shadow.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah, that's very well lit. Dean Cundey was the fucking king of lighting these scenes, man. Like, I think even John Carpenter himself was like, what the fuck? I don't know how we're going to do this. And Dean Cundey was like, don't worry. I got it.
Yeah. He's like, just give me what you want shot.
Yeah. But interestingly, they actually didn't have a lot of money for lighting on this movie, which is amazing because they pulled it off. But they spent like this movie was $300,000 the budget, and they I think spent half of it on just the fucking camera.
I can see it.
Yeah, like
camera and film. Just think about the cost of the film.
Yeah, and dude, it was a Panavision because almost every shot in this movie is Steadicam. Remember, this was like at the height of the Steadicam. Like the shit had just been invented, and it was the Panaglide. You know, they had like probably special lenses and shit, and you know, John Carpenter, of course, wanted to go anamorphic, but it gives this movie a really good look.
Growing up with these movies, it spoiled me because I thought when you get married, your wife or even girlfriends would wear underwear and wear like your shirt over it.
Yeah. Well, your girlfriend ever did that?
Or wife. It never happened, you know?
Oh, dude, I've had girlfriends wear my t-shirts. Like after we got done banging, they'd always put them on. But they were like nightgowns to them because I wear fucking three extra large shirts.
Yeah.
Man, but it's hot, dude. There is nothing hotter than a chick wearing your shirt after you get done banging.
Pro tip to all, well, they don't even have to bang, but pro tip to girls on.
Well, they always did it after. Okay, the girls I went out with, anytime they wore my shirt,
I wasn't banging, so maybe that's why I wasn't getting the shirts.
It was post-coital. Yeah. It was post-bang.
I just wasn't banging, okay?
Okay.
Maybe that's the secret.
Okay. She's watching The Thing. This is a sort of a crazy little nod.
It's crazy. Is there like a new TV series coming out of The Thing or something? Have you heard anything?
I hope not. They need to leave it alone.
I want to say I think there is.
Are they now? I think you're right because I think I remember hearing something about they were actually going to do another remake of The Thing.
I will say, like, do you remember The Thing TV show back in the day?
No, they didn't. No.
Let me see.
Are you thinking Swamp Thing?
I'm thinking Swamp Thing again.
God damn it, Chad.
Okay, here's my naked right cheek. Okay. My naked right cheek. Take it. Oh, give me another.
To let you guys know, I may have even mentioned it earlier, but how Chad gets Wes Craven and John Carpenter mixed up. That was a prime example because I was talking about John Carpenter's The Thing. He was talking about Wes Craven's Swamp Thing. And you know what? I don't think that's the first time that's happened either.
No, we just did that the other day.
A previous episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it I'm not sure, but it happened recently.
I've done forgot. I must have a thing for Swamp Thing and Thing.
Yeah, see, I wasn't a fan of Swamp Thing, but I'm a huge fan of The Thing.
Swamp Thing TV show I watched.
But I thought that was cool.
I'm a big fan of the movie.
I thought that was cool how John Carpenter included the original Thing, in this movie 4 years prior to him directing The Thing. So obviously he loved that shit. John Carpenter was a huge fan of Howard Hawks. And I think it's cool how he's a fan of Westerns, but he's also a fan of suspense movies from Alfred Hitchcock. Because if you mix those two things, man, like if you have like these Panaglide Steadicam movements along with that 70 millimeter look that you used to get with like old Westerns in the theater, dude, it doesn't get much better than that look. And now I feel like, I may be wrong about this, but I feel like fewer filmmakers are not going with the widescreen look anymore because of what's going on with theaters. Like, I feel like since it's all streaming now, everybody's kind of going back to maybe the 185-1 ratio, or, you know.
Really?
I mean, not full screen, but they don't have this like ultra widescreen look.
I have to try to pay attention.
Yeah.
I like widescreen.
I do too, because if you notice in this movie, Carpenter utilizes every bit of the frame.
That's what I was about to say. If you use widescreen, you can really do a lot with set decor, or, you know, how you feel your screen.
Yeah, and depth.
Yeah.
So notice how he's got the girl on the very right-hand side and the TV's on the far left side. Like, he's trying to squeeze everything he can into that frame. And, yeah, there goes Kyle Richards, folks. She was no stranger to horror movies. Remember, she was in, we just watched her recently, Eaten Alive.
Oh, yeah?
She was in that. She was in The Fucking Car. What other horror movies was she in? She did a lot with her sister, Kim Richards.
You want to hear something really depressing?
What?
Really fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
You said Kyle Richards, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at a little girl.
Yeah.
But, like, what popped in my head was Kyle Reese from Terminator. And I was like, for a second, I was like, I was like, those names have to be different because that little girl turns into Kyle Reese when she gets older.
Weird. You don't see a lot of girls named Kyle either. Isn't that? That's kind of crazy.
Okay,
Oh, and then, dude, that's John Carpenter on the phone there. That was his voice. Interesting little factoid. But
I wasn't aware of that after all this time.
What other fucking horror movie was Kyle Richards in?
Fuck if I know.
Well, okay. The Watcher in the Woods. Do you remember that movie? It was an old Disney movie from 1980.
No, that's this mysterious. It's not. I don't think it's on Disney Plus.
Oh, no, they're not gonna put it on. It's fucking terrifying, dude. Have you seen it?
If it's on, like, I want to see it. It's like this Disney film that eludes me.
I've got it on DVD, and let me tell you something. The Watcher in the Woods. I know it's a Disney movie and it's rated fucking G, but it's probably the scariest goddamn movie I've ever seen.
And this is from you from a chill. Should we do a podcast on it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, because I want to know
if I don't run out of the room.
Yeah, I want to experience this childhood because I don't think a Disney movie can be scary.
It's fucking terrifying, dude. And it's got Bette Davis in it.
Is she wearing the knee-high socks too?
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
That girls don't do.
She got stuck in the window.
Yeah, there hasn't been a death yet, right? Or
there has not been a death yet, but we're about to witness the death of Nancy Loomis. They really build the suspense up to her death.
Changer.
Huh?
That's Changer. I said Swayze doesn't come to Changer. I meant to say Saver.
Swayze?
Yeah, I keep seeing the fucking Dirty Dancing every time with her.
Oh, yeah. I bet it's her hairstyle. Are you
I think it is.
Well,
and she kind of, like, earlier I said they have different noses. That's
I can see how she kind of looks like Jennifer Grey because of the hair and the nose.
They're about to put baby in a corny. Hey, it's to the point in the show where if I fuck a word up,
that means
you get fucked up.
That means you need to take another hit or drink some more of that beer.
Me, no way. I'm here to fuck the audience up while they watch the movie and listen to two crackheads.
I think the audience is getting a contact high off of your, just off of hearing you.
See, I'm kind of sad she's gonna die. I think I do like her, but are my hormones being taken over by the knee-high socks and boy or big shirt panty look? Because if Jamie Lee Curtis was in this character's played this character and she had to shoot this scene, who would you take?
See, I think with you it's all superficial. I think you're going just for their looks and not their personalities.
Yeah, I'm clearly looks. Like, the character, I don't give a fuck about the character.
Yeah, because the character of Annie, she's not very amiable. I mean, she's okay. She's kind of affable, like she, in a sense where she has like a good sense of humor, but she's kind of a dick. She's the dick friend, like. So
she's the middle daughter on Roseanne.
Yeah, she's kind of like, what I don't like about this scene right here is how she kind of like fucks with Lori. She's like, she's like, okay, because like Lori's all embarrassed about the whole Ben Tramer thing.
Okay. And
from what I remember, like, she just fucks with her. She's like, you like Ben Tramer, and you know, I don't know. She just seems like she's one of those friends that is an instigator. I don't want to say a bully, but you know, remember we kind of had little instigator friends.
Yeah, but what if she's also like, kind of like teasing her that she likes somebody?
There's that too. It's like,
I see it as a playful tease, maybe as girls. Do we know if they grew up from kids and they're all like, "Oh, I see you"?
Yeah, I mean, I always just thought she was kind of a dick.
Is there a scene I've missed of her being a dick again? I mean, she's passing a joint. To me, what I've seen, because I'm just hearing a little of the dialogue, I'm not able to really follow and see the images. What I'm getting is kind of a cool babysitter chick that is cool. You know, it would be a cool babysitter. She's gonna let you stay up late.
Dude,
she's gonna do this.
She's a cool chick. I'll give it to you.
Is she nerdy? Because I was getting a little bit of so she's not a nerd.
She's one of the popular chicks.
I get that.
Like,
but of the three, would she be the nerd? She's just the cool chick, rock chick.
Lori would be the nerd.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you. I guess what you meant by stiff.
Yeah.
Not all nerds are stiff, dude. Quit. Hashtag free the nerd.
Well, no, that just happens to be her character, though.
Right.
Okay. I mean,
well, I thought. Did you call her stiff earlier, or did I just think that?
Kind of uptight. Are you talking about Jamie Lee Curtis? Yeah.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't take uptight for a nerd. I think nerds, video games, and like the different
today's
nerd world.
nerds. Today's nerds.
My
yes.
nerd.
Yeah.
The nerd I created. I spawned a lot of nerds.
Oh, okay. This scene
is it.
This scene right here. See, you didn't see him spring up in the back seat. When I watched this when I was a kid,
oh really?
You didn't see him pop up like that because you were watching a full frame version of it, and
he only got an arm.
Yeah, it's well, you don't see, like when the music stinger hits, you don't see anything, and it's so fucking weird because like it's like something's coming, but you don't see him pop up in the back seat. So anybody who wants to go back and watch the cropped pan and scan version of this movie on VHS, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it doesn't do this movie any justice because this movie was totally meant to have the widescreen look. But
it would have been weird, but I imagine maybe whenever that stinger hit, it was at the same time he's popping up, right? So you would have gotten like what how many frames or seconds would you think before you saw an arm? So do you pretty much were you just seeing an arm choking her?
Yeah, it happens like maybe a second or two after he pops up, but it's just that initial stinger. You don't have anything visual to go with it.
See, yeah, for a few.
Yeah, so it's just kind of weird.
Is that kid dressed? See Luke Skywalker? He looked kind of like Luke Skywalker. Yeah, see, look at that.
This part always creeped me out when I was little because I think this is when he's trying to scare. Yeah, and he goes to the window and he sees the body being hauled out of the house. This is a nice little stylish scene.
This kind of seems like it spawned that whole Neighbor also, like, horror, maybe. Could I be right? You know, what was that movie where Shia LaBeouf was in it and he was watching people, or rear window?
Well, it kind of does. It just, this whole thing feels like a Hitchcock movie. Like,
in
because it's where the horror is in the home,
Yeah, well, and he's spying. He's looking across out a window.
Yeah.
They're almost like Snoops.
Yeah, well, and the thing that I like about this movie is that it has a very voyeuristic nature to it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and that's because of the whole Steadicam look to it. It's like if they didn't use the Steadicam, if they hadn't have used it, this movie probably wouldn't have felt as stalkery, or had that voyeuristic nature to it. But
voyeuristic nature.
Yes. Very creepy stuff.
But I think Jamie Lee wins the hair of the three girls. She has the best hairstyle. I like that hairstyle over the other one. Like, didn't PJ? Did she have pigtails earlier? But it was also long still.
I think so.
You know what I'm talking about?
Did she have pigtails?
It looked like or Cocker Spaniel ears, but I'm not 100% sure. I just remember seeing something in her hair, but like I just like that the fluffiness. It almost looks like Jamie Lee looks like she's got feathers for hair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's definitely got the looks,
She's got the looks.
She's got the looks. I just think overall, PJ Souls, she's got that personality.
Yeah, you're going for that.
It is a song. But this is one of my favorite scenes where he's like, "Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there." Dude. Fucking, and then this.
So what does he think?
He's fucking cheesing, man, after this.
He gets joy.
Yeah.
He gets joy. But is it because he just saved their life? Or is it because he scared them?
He scared them. He's just...
Because, he could get joy in saving their lives, man. This dude could be on the happy juices. I saved lives, son! Kids' lives!
It's like the only time this movie has the slightest bit of levity.
Yeah, I had never noticed that, to be honest. And I was noticing it at the same time you were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of cheesed the movie up for me a little bit.
Well, it's like the only moment of intentional levity. Everything else is unintentional. Because I find things in this movie that are humorous now that, that aren't intended to be.
But I bet they laughed. I bet the makers of this movie laughed when they saw that. They know about that.
Yeah, an interesting story is when they showed this movie to the executives, they didn't laugh, but they weren't scared until Carpenter did the fucking score. And when he put the score to this movie, that was when everybody was like, "Oh shit, this is a fucking horror film," you know? Because before then, I think they thought it was kind of dull. This movie was shot in 20 days, man. You believe that shit?
Yeah, dude. They had cocaine back then.
20 days, yeah.
They didn't have Adderall, but they had cocaine and meth.
I would like to think that they were on something.
They're not on Xanax.
No. I always think that, like, these movies, whether they were made in the 70s or 80s, I always think that cocaine was involved.
We know for sure in the 80s it was involved.
Yeah. Oh, definitely on, like, your Jerry Bruckheimer films and Don Simpson films.
I mean...
Yeah, definitely cocaine involved in those.
Look at Nicolas Cage, dude. His eyes are all bugged out on everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you know he was on it.
If not, then his hair, and eyes make him look like he's on cocaine.
You would not get away with that fucking line nowadays. The part where he was like,
"Laid on me."
He was like, "Yeah, first we're gonna do this. He said, I'm gonna rip your clothes off, then we're gonna rip Lindsay's clothes off."
Oh, yeah.
You've
already got mine off. It just worked, dude.
Would not get away with that line nowadays.
You got me with it.
I think everybody kind of reads too much into shit nowadays, though, because, like, I don't know. To me, that's just a funny line.
It's a playful flirt. And look, she does have pigtails with long in the back.
No, he was talking about the little girl.
Oh.
He was talking about ripping Lindsay's clothes off.
The little girl? Oh, that is fucked up.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
I always just took it as a funny line, though. But, like, there was an article written up recently, or some people were on social media getting so, like, bent out of shape about that. They were like, Bob's a pedophile. He wants to rip Lindsay's clothes off. And, dude, it was so, like, I don't know. You should have
I will say, I'm a big fan of an off-colored joke every now and then.
Yeah, it was just funny, man. It was meant to be funny. Back in the 70s, people had senses of humor. Nowadays, you can't joke about any fucking thing that might be remotely inappropriate.
Hey.
Or triggering.
Lash yourself. You said you were not going to get political.
Yeah, I know.
But I did instigate it. My bad.
But they made this movie political, man. When they fucking
made that comment.
Yeah,
I didn't know that comment.
Dude, I was like, don't fucking dissect this movie. And
everybody should laugh a little bit. And if something's off color, it can still be funny. It's called dark humor.
Exactly.
So in the sickness and in the darkness, you have to laugh at it to get by. Even
gotta laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah, like that comedian that has Tourette's, but he's out there doing it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing that they shot this movie in 20 days, though, man. That was like,
what is it? What did the producer want? Did he want? He was like, make a babysitter movie or something.
Yeah, that was.
What's the story behind that?
I think that was Mustafa Akkad.
Okay, yeah, that guy's name, Mustafa Akkad.
Yeah, I think he approached John Carpenter.
Yeah,
but it may have been Irwin Yablans. I don't know, but they basically told John Carpenter, we want a movie called The Babysitter Murders. Mm-hmm. And so it was like, they basically just wanted a story about babysitters getting stalked. And I want to say I want to say that like the original Black Christmas, like this was supposed to be a sequel to that, but they wanted like a follow up.
I'm sorry. Well, keep going. No. But my thought. Go.
Oh,
sequel to Black Christmas.
Yeah, they wanted like a follow up to Black Christmas. So like, Bob Clark, I think, even talked to John Carpenter about it. But it was supposed to kind of have that same storyline. But the fact that like, I don't know, one was about Christmas, one was about Halloween. They couldn't get the plots to work out, so it was like it became something completely different. But
it could be Halloween the next year. But any which way, when I said whatever I said that kind of interrupted you, I was hoping you would continue your train of thought. But like, this beats the shit out of Black Christmas. I'm sorry. This is a better babysitter. Like, kind of creepy.
It's hard to say, and a lot of people would debate that, but
there's no caller in this. That's the thing that's different.
Yeah.
And but you get to see him. And he's not some weird voice in the attic.
Yeah, they're two different movies, and like it's so hard to compare them.
And what's the difference in years?
I love them both. Well, Black Christmas came before this one.
But how? Give me
let's see. Black Christmas was what, 74, maybe. I can't concentrate because of this fucking.
Well, is this them again?
Yeah.
Is this the dude that was on the couch with the glasses that would like not get you laid today?
Yeah, he's the guy who wanted to rip Lindsay's clothes off. Yeah.
Yeah. If you know how they're doing retro glasses now, and like if I think that style's kind of come back around a little bit, but with a modern flair though, I'm sorry, nobody can get laid in that style of glasses, man.
When I was a kid, I thought it was weird how she was banging this dude. And Dennis Quaid was supposed to play this part.
Oh, well, Dennis Quaid. They may have not given him those glasses, hopefully. No. I think it's the glasses. Well,
and she was married to Dennis Quaid in real life, too, so it would have made this scene probably a little more realistic.
It looks like they're trying to, or...
Because I always thought... I just always thought Bob was kind of a dipshit, I don't know.
Like, I could see her dating somebody like him without the glasses.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm superficial. I do like her playfulness and her little...
I would say that she's different from Annie in the sense where, like, she seems like she's the wild, like, stoner cheerleader type chick.
It's funny.
Annie was a stoner too, I guess, but
it's funny. You said something earlier, and I was going to look it up, and I totally started watching this, and I look over here, and it's like in the search bar, and I don't know what.
Were we talking about Black Christmas? Because that was another.
I wouldn't have put the Black Christmas.
No, but we were talking about that though, and I think we kind of got sidetracked from PJ Soul's fuck scene.
You got sidetracked.
Yeah. So
I noticed I like the other ones. I got sidetracked at the other ones, but that one I didn't really like, but she is really playful.
Yeah.
Linda, you asshole. Oh, this dude's about to get it, right?
Yep.
Is this the classic?
Boom, yeah. When he sticks him up on the wall. And this, it's like people watch this scene now and they probably don't think much of it. They're like, oh yeah, a guy getting choked, he gets pinned to the wall with a knife, and then but this was like kind of unprecedented at the time. The way he like fucking stabs him and looks at him like a dog, it's people don't really it's been imitated so many fucking times. It's ridiculous. Like,
yeah, but this was the first one.
Huh?
Was this not the first one?
It's
been imitated a lot, but this is the first one.
Yeah. Like that scene right there. Like no music and nothing.
Well, that's kind of an iconic thing. You see that a lot in articles, pictures.
Yeah. And the head tilt. Michael Myers started the head tilt because
I also like how he's almost a complete shadow in a scene that's almost all lit.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
He puts on those fucking glasses.
That's what's cool about Myers is he slips into the shadows like,
I don't feel like he does in the other ones.
No.
This one, I would say he's in the shadow more.
Yeah.
Because there are shots where he's there, but he's dark. How the lighting's lighting the scene well, but able to keep him dark, which is nice.
It's like, like it's a lot of backlit stuff, fill lighting, but they don't have a lot of like key lighting on Michael Myers. He's always just like in the dark, but in the sequels, he's out in the wide open. Like they show him too much.
They do that though with all of them after it starts the franchise.
Yeah.
I will say she has a very cute smile.
Yeah, she does. And around this time, she would have been coming fresh off the set of Carrie.
Yeah, that's what I remember her from. That Carrie and this.
Yeah. Yeah, she played the Norma chick with the red cap. She was, and her fucking eyes, she's got gorgeous eyes too. What else was she in? She was in Stripes. Remember the Bill Murray movie Stripes?
Yeah. Don't they end up saving the world from the Russians?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, I think we see a little tit. See a little bit of tit there.
I'm trying to be modest around here. I'm going to be the little good angel on your side, you little devil. You're supposed to admire, but do not desire.
I mean, I forgot to mention. Oh, this is like the first time you see Michael Myers like full on. Yeah. Like you get like a nice close up of him here. I forgot to mention though that Michael Myers was you may know this already, but he was played by a dude named Nick Castle.
I've heard the name.
And they brought him back to do the
2018.
The 2018 version, yeah. But Nick Castle is actually a director. A lot of people don't know that. He directed the Last Starfighter. He directed motherfucking Major Payne. He directed
Major Payne?
Yeah, and he also directed motherfucking Dennis the Menace.
You know, evidently, it's funny you brought up Major Payne. Evidently, there's like an edited version around there of that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because evidently my nieces love it, but it was an edited version, and then one day they watched the unedited version, and they were like, whoa.
So they probably just saw it on TV or something, and
I guess wherever they were watching it, they had it recorded so they could watch it over and over. I just don't know, but it had to be TV to be edited, right? You know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, because I think that movie's like PG-13 or something. But
yeah, I didn't know. I was like, when they said it was edited, I was like, really? What would be edited in that movie?
Yeah, Nick Castle though was like a childhood buddy of John Carpenter's.
That's an epic name. Let's just talk about some names. Nick Castle.
Nick Castle.
That's a strong name.
It is, yeah. They actually named the character Tom Atkins' character in The Fog. His name was Nick Castle. John Carpenter straight up named that dude after his friend. First name and last name.
I mean, that's a strong name.
Yeah, it's a macho name, man.
Yeah.
This is a lot of people have problems with this scene.
Why? Enlighten me. Tell me why people have problems, and I'll see if they're justified.
Okay, well, I don't have much of a problem with it, but there was somebody who was being a little critical of this scene because all Loomis did was turn around and see the car. So he had kind of been standing by that house for a long time, and then he turns around and he just now notices the car. So that may not sit well with you either.
Well, I'd have to rewind it and see it. So he's standing there looking around.
Yeah,
Are we sure he's looking in that direction? Is it clearly seen, or is it a close up on them and you're seeing it?
Well, they show him the whole time like camped out facing that one direction, and he's just looking at the house. And I guess he's assuming that Myers is going to come from one direction, but because he doesn't really turn around until that moment right there. So all of a sudden you see Loomis turn around and he just happens to spot the car. So it's kind of.
But was he looking one way? And he's looking this way and he turns around and the car's behind him?
Yeah, just on that one scene. Like he had.
Fuck it, man. He's looking one way.
Yeah.
He hasn't looked behind him yet, right?
Right.
And when he looks behind him,
he sees
the car. He thought it was going to be in front of him, but it came up behind him and snuck up on him. And he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, he sees it parked there. And a lot of people's
I debunked it. Bullshit.
Yeah, I mean,
I call Chad bullshit.
A lot of people's biggest complaint about it is the fact that, why didn't he see that earlier? Why didn't he
Bullshit artist.
Yeah.
Bullshit artist.
I don't think it's that big a deal either.
Porto.
I'm not going to die on that hill. I mean,
Porto.
I'm not. Like, but people think that it's...
No, I debunked it. I'm pretty I like to call myself, if you present the facts and I see it, I'm pretty like continuity, Mr. Continuity at times. And
it's not that big a deal.
The other one was harder to try to figure out something for.
Yeah. Which one?
The store being broke into.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that one, that can be debated, but the whole
But you can make a clear debate. You can make a clear story out of it.
I mean, to me, any movie can be picked apart and dissected. And I think the problem with most horror fans nowadays is they don't want this movie to be upper echelon. Some people have a problem with the fact that Halloween is still like the #1 slasher. But, so I think that a lot of people really try to dissect it and say, well, it's not that great.
Can I take a second here?
There's a flaw here,
Can I take a second to say that, like, her fans. It's okay. My gums are dry now.
Her pants?
Yeah, are not fucking attractive. I hate pants like that.
She's got bell bottoms on, doesn't she?
Well, I'm just talking about where the waistline is.
Yeah.
I like pants, like when we were growing up in the 90s, they were cut along, would you say the hips?
Yeah.
See, that goes way up. It gives the butt like a real teardrop instead of apple bottom.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they're pulled a little too high.
When I see this, I that's the gross part of the 70s that I didn't like. But they wore, their panties were cut around their hip, but this shit right here she's wearing, like, no.
Yeah, I'm not feeling
it's killing the scene for me.
Yeah.
I'm very superficial tonight. If your beauty is not good enough for me tonight, you're getting fucking crucified. I don't care about your personality.
Yeah. Looks first with the Chad.
Just tonight. Because I kind of viewed all three of these girls, though, like, pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
They're all cool. Like,
they'd be awesome to hang out with and smoke a joint with,
It's kind of sad that they died, though. What do you think the series would have gone had all three of them survived as, like, a friend group? You think it would have turned into, like, the Powderpuff Girls where they, like...
It would have been boring, man, and nobody would have died in this one.
Dude, you could have killed the sheriff. Or does he die?
Killed the sheriff. Could have killed... Bob definitely had to die.
Bob
definitely had to die.
So, like, there could have been people, but, like, it would have really changed the series had all three of them. Because that would have kind of made them, like, almost like a team. A fighting team on here.
Like Charlie's Angels.
Mm-hmm. It would have probably fucked the series up. I don't know.
No,
but it gets pretty fucked up now.
Those girls had to die, Chad. They were sluts. They had to die.
Can we break stereotypes for once, please?
I feel like some movies have. But dude, this was back in the day before there were even stereotypes.
Well, I'm just sitting here.
I feel like Carpenter has kind of defended himself a lot in that position where it's like, where he has said that he didn't write the rules of the slasher, even though people will say that he did. He's like, man, I didn't know what the fuck we were doing. He's like, I didn't know that the virgin was going to be the final girl. But see, people kind of, they make that insinuation.
I would have probably assumed it because she's the purest of pure and holy. Yeah. So it's like he may not have meant it to be that way.
Yeah.
But I bet as he started to flesh out his story, he's like, okay, this is complete good versus complete darkness.
Yeah. Well, and Deborah Hill may have even come up with it too. Supposedly she wrote most of the female parts, but it could have been one of those subconscious subtextual things where it was just like, the virgin's always the one who has the clearest mind, and they're not distracted by getting laid.
Well, and think about, like, on a religious level, holy virgin is like the innocent.
Yeah.
And you're going against incarnation of darkness or
exactly.
Satan, so you can't.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
but who's to say your partners, had to die? But also, what was it? The 70s weren't necessarily preaching like the 80s were. Like, if you had sex, you died because smoke, drugs, sex. The 70s.
Well, I guess,
were they doing the same thing though? If you were having sex in the 70s, you were getting murdered.
Supposedly, this movie started that.
Oh, okay.
And then it would carry on into Friday the 13th, and then so everybody thought that there was kind of that moral underpinning, like that whole.
So they just read into it, saw what they saw, and then were like, "It makes a lot of sense."
Well, there was people that were kind of watching this movie on the surface, but then they dissected it later, and basically said that she was the, the virginal character, and I mean, to me, she's just an archetype, not so much a stereotype,
but an archetype.
Yeah. But it makes sense. It makes sense from all angles.
What are your thoughts on this in 4K or not 4K? Well, 4K or even on the Blu-ray. I know you haven't seen the 4K.
It looks great.
But do you think you see more that you weren't meant to see? Like, isn't there some kind of talk about how you see more than what you were meant to be?
Yeah, that 4K thing that Dean Cundy was complaining about.
Yeah, like shadows in the closet, or later, like you can see more of him when you weren't really supposed to.
Yeah, it's true. That whole where the dimmer, the dimmer comes up and his face pops up. Dean Cundy's whole complaint was basically like, we're not supposed to see that much. He was like,
I mean, I do agree.
Yeah. I do too, because I think that, like, in some case you're not really preserving the original. I guess the original intent, or not intent, but just the integrity Like, if they wanted it to look a certain way back in the day, then, you know, that should have been respected a little bit, because I think sometimes they clean these movies up a little too much. Like, dude, I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre recently, not 4K, but just the most recent Blu-ray of it, and I was like, fuck, dude, this movie looks way too clean. Like, these movies were gritty when I was a kid, and that may have been part of the reason why they scared me so bad.
I know. I miss it, but then I also like a good clean image. It's nice.
Yeah.
But you do lose certain things, and
you
then
lose something, cause,
and don't they, like, I've heard that the color corrections have been off, or they'll change colors now.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with tampering with the original source material.
Right.
If you bring the resolution out, and, like, maybe that's just part of it. Color correction is part of bringing the resolution out.
Yeah, if you're trying to accentuate something that was erroneous in the past, like, say they didn't have the technology, I understand if you're going to fix it and make it better, but what they're doing is they're kind of just messing with it because they know they can. And to me, it's like, yeah, you're talking about, like, the days of VHS. See, I have a nostalgia for VHS, but like you said, I wouldn't want to go back to it because I know that, like, quality is so much better now. I mean, you're able to watch these movies in their original aspect ratios. Like, I'm glad we have widescreen TVs now. I'm glad we don't have VCRs anymore, but those were, you know,
there's something about them.
Yeah.
And it's probably called nostalgia, you know.
Yeah. Well,
man, I really end that with a really southern drawl.
Yeah, but I understood what you meant, though. That's the important thing. But there was something about adjusting the tracking on the VCR that was like, oh, you know, I got to get the picture right. And these movies looked really fuzzy, grainy, and almost soft. You know, like they
well, I bet there was a lot of instances, probably, because I don't know that I saw it on VHS.
Yeah.
And I bet there was probably a lot of instances where you saw his mask more than you did his body.
Yeah. Well,
because
going back to the VHS, it was really dark.
Yeah, so his mask is probably the lightest part on that suit that's picking up through that.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, dude, I wasn't a fan of this movie until I watched the DVD of it. Like,
oh, really?
I mean, I liked it when I was a kid. I thought it was just okay. But when I saw the not the laser disc, but the DVD through Anchor Bay, I think it was released in maybe 98 or something. But I watched it for the first time, like, widescreen, the way it was supposed to look. And I was blown away, dude. It was like watching it for the first time.
That'd be a really cool feeling, to watch something so many times and you know it, and then when you see it different, you're able to recognize it.
Yeah, because, dude, it was such a new technology, man. Like, you remember when DVD first came out, how blown away we were? And we were thinking, like, nothing is going to look better than that at all.
But dude, I don't know, maybe I'm a hard ass, but they really need to stop, because it's going to become so clear, it's going to look like a set.
Yeah, well, kind of already does in certain...
Yeah, in certain new TVs.
Yeah. Well, and they kind of... it's almost like they fuck with the... what's that motion blur?
Yeah.
That warp stage shit? I think that's what it's called, where it's like, if they don't have the motion blur, then it looks like it's the wrong frame rate or something, and it has that soap opera look. Dude, what the fuck?
How is he getting around?
What is Loomis doing here?
Do we ever see him drive a car? I mean, I know I'm paying half my ass attention to this.
I haven't. Well, Loomis was.
I just snorted, by the way.
No.
Will you fart and get me out of this?
I haven't farted yet. That's crazy, man.
Dude, I had.
Hey, but don't wish that on me. My bowels are doing okay right now.
Yeah, I had a complete. I mean, you're sitting naked. You can't do it right now.
Yeah. My cheeks are squeezed together right now, folks. It's because this movie's so intense. But
yeah, you can't kill the boogeyman.
Yeah. Dude, this scene, like, everything from this point on is pretty intense.
Have you noticed this score is kind of quite simple?
It is, yeah.
Very effective.
It's simple, but it's like a lot of these double notes.
Yeah, he's not putting a lot to it.
No, but that theme, the main theme, the 5/4 time signature, it even that is kind of simple, but it's also kind of complicated at the same time. But it was kind of Carpenter's simplicity that made this movie what it was. Whether it was the music or the minimal approach to the technique, the filmmaking techniques that he employed.
How many movies do you think this spawned?
Dude, this birthed the whole fucking slasher era. You know, just that whole subgenre. Everybody wanted to be Halloween, man. Because, like, this movie grossed $47 million, I think. Like, it was made on the $300,000 budget, and I think it grossed $47 million.
This is one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah. Well, the thing I like about it is, like, it's in a fucking closet.
Confined space.
Yeah. If you really want to scare the shit out of somebody, just, put them in a tight,
and he's
confined
busting
space.
through that.
Yeah.
That dude knew fucking Cobra Kai karate to get through that shit. I mean, imagine. I mean, they probably set that up easier, but man, punching through that.
Yeah.
I have that shit in my house right now. Okay, that's kind of bullarky, a coat hanger.
Yeah. I always kind of thought that there were certain parts of the movie that.
Where did she get? Did she stab in his face? Okay.
I always thought if they had a slightly bigger budget, there may have been things they could have done. Like, she may not have used a coat hanger. I don't know.
I mean, she could have had anything in there. A broomstick.
Yeah.
A closet.
Well, didn't she have
umbrella? Ella.
She had the knife earlier, didn't she, in the living room, and then she dropped it.
Yeah, and he had it just then, right?
Yeah.
This is a very classic scene coming up.
It is the way he springs up.
Dude, I want.
They used that.
Undertaker stole this from him. Had to have.
Yeah, remember they used that shot in Club Dread too. Remember Club Dread?
Yeah.
Dude, that movie is great.
It keeps coming up on my things I should watch recommendations. I think it's trying to tell me something.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, you spoketh the name.
Dude, supposedly Jamie Lee Curtis was only paid $8,000 for this movie.
Supposedly, she accepted that $8,000 because she blew up and became.
Oh, this movie definitely set her.
Where'd she go from here? What was next?
I think after this she did a TV thing, and but then she pretty much went to The Fog and kind of became like the Scream Queen after this. Fucking Terror Train, Prom Night. She was also in that movie Road Games. Remember that Richard Franklin movie, Road Games? She was fucking good in that too.
Oh, dude! So she was in Charlie's Angels TV series.
That's like one episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then she did a few episodes on an Operation Petticoat. So it's like Columbo. Dude, I used to love Columbo.
Which one was before Halloween? She was in something before Halloween.
That's movie-wise, it's all TV. Right before
that.
I
mean, this was definitely her first movie.
But... Charlie's Angels, and then Halloween, Love Boat.
Okay, yeah.
Buck Rogers, The Fog.
Yeah. See, once she did The Fog, she started becoming the.
I like The Fog.
It's awesome.
And Terror Train, those are ones you showed me those movies, and I immediately bought them.
Yeah, I feel like The Fog is super underrated. It's so fucking good.
No, the most underrated. Well, what you say, The Fog, super underrated? No, it can't be more underrated than Halloween 3.
Perhaps. I feel like Halloween 3 is. Halloween 3 is starting to find its audience now.
Dude, it has Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 3. She's got a credit, too.
What's she doing in Halloween 3?
Well, she's, let's see her voice and then uncredited. Curfew announcer and telephone operator.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Pretty neat.
But she went from there to Love Letters to Trading Spaces. Now, would you say Trading Places?
Trading Places, yeah.
Do you think
that was when she showed that boobage?
But do you think that's what took her to the next level? Like, how did she get to being in a movie with Arnold,
She came a long way, dude.
Yeah, because
she did.
This is 83, so when was True Lies?
94.
Wait, My Girl?
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. she was in Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd, and then was in My Girl with Dan Aykroyd.
Dude, My Girl, the saddest movie ever.
Yeah,
dude, I cried.
It's fucking.
I wanted a relationship like he was getting.
I know, dude.
And I had,
It's a good one. Jamie Lee Curtis is really good in My Girl. She also, like, I think the thing is with her, she didn't want to be known for horror flicks, and like a lot of scream queens, some of them really love the lifestyle and the conventions and all that shit. Jamie Lee Curtis, had she not branched out and started doing drama, her career might have not been what it turned out.
I will have to say, looking at this, what she's been in,
yeah,
I had no clue. I haven't seen a lot of this. Like Forever Young.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've seen that or not.
She was in also that, what was that movie?
Mother Boys.
Yeah, Mother's Boys, dude. She's fucking terrifying in Mother's Boys. If you haven't seen that, but she was also in that movie Dominic and Eugene with Ray Liotta. Have you seen that?
Yeah, no.
That's pretty upsetting.
Oh, dude, it's over.
Halloween,
I missed The Mask.
Halloween is over.
I failed.
Folks.
Jamie Lee Curtis took us down the rabbit hole because I wanted to ask you like about The Mask, dude.
Oh, there's a lot of shit we didn't cover, but that's fine.
Well, I'm talking about when you finally get to see Michael Myers. Would you have rather not seen him? Because, dude, when you see him, he's kind of dorky.
Are you talking about when the mask comes off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw it, but we were.
I was over here. I didn't know you saw it.
We were having a conversation.
Well, I guess I was waiting for that to ask you, like, do you think
that he looked evil,
or they should have just left the mask on?
Yeah, I kind of feel like for that. The split second they do show him that it was a little unnecessary, but I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to humanize him a little bit.
Well, I feel like he was human. Like I said earlier, I feel like he's human this whole time. And like, I don't know, when they reveal him, I just feel like he's more backwoods redneck.
Yeah,
he's not.
Because he's got that Jason Voorhees eye.
Okay. I didn't want to say that it's Jason Voorhees, but I was getting that real bad, like R.A. Lemon, like when you first see him, or no, he's what was the one where you see him? Is it part 2 where who busts through? Is there somebody busts through in part 2 that plays Jason? That's like
Warrington Gillette.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I got kind of got that vibe.
Yeah, well, because he's got the crazy droopy eye that makes him look kind of like a deformed mongoloid. Mm-hmm. I don't think they should have done that. Here's what I think they should have done. They should have, they should have showed Jamie Lee Curtis yank the mask off, but then cut to fucking Loomis, and then have Loomis look off screen and give this reaction like, "Oh my God," Like he's shocked, like he can't believe what he's seeing. Like if he's seeing evil incarnate.
So they see it, but the audience doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Plays way better.
Yes, the audience would not see it.
Less is more.
Yes.
Jaws.
Yeah. There you go. So that was Halloween, folks, and we are going back to the setup menu, but we're going to continue our conversation about this movie because there's some interesting factoids, and there's even a lot of personal insight into this movie. I feel like the Chad's got some things he needs to say, and then we're going to move into our popcorn kernel review. But one thing I forgot to mention while we were watching the movie, and I just found this out recently, did you know that Robert Englund, he claims this, I don't know if it's true or not, but Robert Englund said he came in for a few days to fucking spread leaves. Yeah, like a PA.
I could see it. Why
yeah.
not? Why not?
But they didn't. His name's not in the credits or anything. I think he just kind of like showed up.
Mm-hmm. He just wanted to be on set to see. He wanted to be there and be like, "Let's see how cool this is. I bet this is going pretty fun."
And they had to hand paint all those fucking.
I mean, it was 20 days. You said.
Yeah.
It was hectic. Do you think it was hectic
crazy
or
is
fun?
They hand painted all those leaves, dude, to make it look like fall because they shot this bitch.
Yeah, That seems what would be the hardest thing. The most annoying task or trying to do is to do that
for all the art director, the art, art crew.
But all right, I'll let you start this because I want to see what you have to say. Let's make a presidential debate out of this. Don't ask me what a presidential debate is.
Yeah,
but
well.
That's just more shots for the audience.
Well, surely I wouldn't think that we're gonna have.
But I want to hear
a heated debate about.
Well, you said you had some things to say, and you said I might have some, and I really don't know. I was almost prepared to go straight in the review, but I want to hear what you have to say to see if you can enlighten my brain into maybe pulling stuff out, because I'm interested to hear maybe you pointed out some things you didn't like. Did you miss anything in here, or did you nail everything that you're critical of this movie?
Look, if I point out something I don't like about Halloween, I'm just being a cranky asshole.
Well, no, but you got it. There is logic to things, and certain things they may not, in the grand scheme of things, like the knife thing.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted to get the shot of cool knife coming down. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
But it kind of looks cool.
It makes sense on a cinematic level, yes. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Because you can make sense out of everything in this movie. So I guess I'll go ahead. Do you want me to go ahead with my review first?
Well, is it a review? I thought you were going to talk a little bit about it first, but we can. I just figured that also is the review part.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can totally just spill it all out there.
Yeah, because I want to see what you think, because right now I'm kind of mellow about it.
Well, I'm glad that you're mellow. Well, my popcorn kernel rating for this bitch is 5. 5.
I was gonna ask you at the beginning, but
5.
I think on here, I don't know if I said it live, but I know at one point I said I want to ask you what you think of this. I think it was while we were prepping.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I know you're not going to tell me, and you're going to be like, you got to wait to the end.
Yeah.
But I was guessing you would say 5.
I do have to go with 5.
What are the cons on it? Give me your cons.
Well, this movie, here's the thing. This I don't think this is a perfect movie, but I think that, like...
Why is it?
Well, just because of the low budget. And, I mean, just the constraints of the low budget. But I don't think that takes away from the integrity of the movie. I feel like the execution is perfect. Like, from the music, from the composition, to the talent behind the camera. Like, everything is perfect about it, but I guess, I'm a little, hyperbolic when I say, that there's no such thing as the perfect movie, because, I mean, sometimes there's not, I hate it when people say that, like, there's no such thing as a perfect movie, because I feel like some movies really are flawless, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, you can't help it when your fucking critical side kicks in and you do notice certain things, but man, if you look,
well, especially if you're well versed in, like, script
in film theory,
yeah.
The thing about it is, like, if you look deep enough, you will find a flaw. Like, all you gotta do is just look deep enough. But I will say that this is a 5 because it's always been a 5 to me. I don't think there's very few horror movies that are this effective. And I know a lot of people feel like it's dated by today's standards, but
it still feels like a brand new movie, especially on these high definitions.
Yeah.
I feel like it is new. The only way it's dated is by their clothing and hairstyles.
Basically, yeah.
But, like, I feel like if that could be made today, because you would have makeup artists that made them look old. Like, this film is held up through the ages. It's like any good filmmaker. Martin Scorsese films are going to stand up to the test of time.
Yeah.
And like how they say hit music songs, it's a hit because it stands the test of time.
Yeah.
Halloween is a hit. It's a classic. It stood the time.
Yeah.
And it spawned a bunch of babies.
Yeah, and see, I'm nitpicky just because I like to talk shit.
I didn't know. No, well,
I like to talk shit sometimes.
I always thought you called this a 5/5 film with no complications or cons.
Right. Well, because it doesn't have things that I would criticize on a technical level, like.
But you said the budget, though. What else could they have done to really make this better?
I don't know. Sometimes I think when I really think about it, I think if they had a higher budget, they may have fucked up even more. So I think it was the low budget that made it what it is.
300 is low for then.
Yeah.
Because you have film costs and all camera rental costs.
Yeah.
So the actors aren't getting paid crap. The set,
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh, and half the budget went to the camera.
The production value looked really good.
Yeah. Totally.
Like this looks like at least a $1 million movie, or maybe even two. So when you say the production value is kind of low and maybe need a little bit more, I kind of disagree. Like I think, for it, I'm kind of astonished with how well they did, but they did have a crew that are all legends. So
now,
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. These were legends. Trying to make their career.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you look at what Sam Raimi did with The Evil Dead when he was really young. These people were in their. I think John Carpenter and Deborah Hill were all in their late 20s, and I think Carpenter may have been 30 when he made this. Mm-hmm. But I mean, dude, to make this movie at age 30, that's why I give him the benefit of the doubt, because I don't nitpick this movie at all. I just kind of notice certain things where it's like, man, if they'd have had a higher budget, they could have done this, but then I start thinking...
Enlighten me. What could they have done? Are you talking about blood for kills? I want to know where that budget could go.
Well, when you have a higher budget, you just automatically have more options. But then it's a conflicted thought, because then I start thinking, well, if they'd have had more money, they probably wouldn't have been able to be as inventive, because sometimes with no money, you come up with better ideas. And it's like the same thing with Jaws. When when Spielberg started going over budget, and things started falling apart, he actually made the movie work to his advantage as opposed to its detriment. So in the case of Halloween, maybe if they'd have had more money, it could have squeezed something else out,
I'm out of beer. That's what needs to be squeezed out.
That sucks.
Yeah, but at least it's at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. To me, it's
okay. So it's a 5.
It's a 5 popcorn kernel movie. I mean, I can't.
Can you grade the production design?
I think everything's top notch, man.
So all 5s or all A's?
Yeah, I think everything. This movie's like a weird. It's like this form of alchemy. Everything came together beautifully, and had it not, it wouldn't have spawned every fucking imitation.
Well, things come along in a lifetime that are magical.
Yeah, it's rare. It's rare because this movie, I think modern horror fans
it was hated then, though, right?
When?
Back then, or did it blow up then?
It wasn't. It wasn't
because he's a cult, right? He's more of a cult following.
Well, this movie, when it first came out, it wasn't well received in its first initial theatrical run, and then I think maybe a few months down the road, I think Roger Ebert was one of the people who, kind of spoke out about it and told people to go back. He urged people to go back and say, or to go see it again. And basically he said that, you need to take another look at this movie. He said there's something Hitchcockian about it. And he said it's not just a fly-by-night fucking cheap-ass horror film, which everybody assumed it was. But if you watch it, there's a lot of...
they set up their shots, images. It's... cinematography is photography, it's not fucking somebody just chasing after them constantly,
Right, yeah. And it was the way he built suspense too.
Stock.
It's like he wrings every chill out of this movie.
Well, the score also helps with that.
Yeah.
It's an easy. There's not much to it, but it's
minimalistic, but it works.
It hits you in the bones.
Yeah, it does, man. It gets under your skin, and even to this day, people, if they haven't seen the Halloween movie, they at least know the music. Mm-hmm. Like my fucking niece hasn't even seen the movie, but she's very, very well aware of the music because it scares the shit out of her. But it's just iconic, man. And I know that a lot of people feel like this movie is overpraised, but I don't. I put it up there with Psycho. I put it up there with Black Christmas. That's why I was kind of having trouble making the comparison a while ago.
I can't put it up. This movie is way better than Black Christmas.
Way better?
Yeah.
Well, we need to watch Black Christmas.
Oh, we've watched it twice together, and I think I bought it also.
Yeah.
Like I agree that it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a little bit amateur. It shows a little. These are probably amateurs here, but their skill levels seem to be so much higher.
I don't know.
I mean, that'll be an interesting. Hey, that might be interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
Stop. He's putting his clothes back on, guys.
Well,
Stop it.
I think we
No.
should. I think we should watch Black Christmas because Bob Clark directed that, and that movie set a precedent for future.
Well,
movies.
I mean, I get it.
Even this one.
I get it. I just think this was executed better, looks better.
Well, that's I mean,
so
most people would agree with you. I think that. I mean, I think a lot of people like.
What's the difference in year?
They were about 4 years apart, maybe 3 or 4.
And was it cheaper?
Black Christmas, I believe, had a higher budget.
Really?
I think so.
Just looking at it and what I remember of seeing of it, I would have thought it was half the price of this.
You know, the problem people have with Black Christmas is they think it's too slow. And there's also, it never shows the killer. There's like no gore, which this movie doesn't really have any gore either.
I'll say whenever at the end of it, when he's like calls back and you find out, doesn't he like hand in an attic? Don't you see something like that? Or see it?
You see his eyes.
I was, that's crazy because they do things like there's people now that sneak into rich people's houses and try to hide in attic space. They call them something.
That's still going on?
Yeah, there's a movie about it. And who's the chick from Jurassic Park?
Hider in the House with Gary Busey. Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe.
No,
it's
that was an older one.
Is it I See You that we talked about? That had Helen Hunt in it. Helen Hunt's newest movie that I saw.
That one is that what that's about?
Yeah, in a way, they call them something, but evidently
the calls are coming from inside the house. Is it one of those?
Well, there's no calls, but
okay.
But it's just the premise that there's these people and they're teens and they like in rich neighborhoods. Maybe they come from rich families. They don't, but they sneak in to people's houses and live in their attics. And while the people are gone, they eat their food. And then while they sleep, they come out in the house and kind of fuck with them.
Yeah.
And then, or there's some that just try to not even be noticed, but they're living in somebody else's house while they're living in it.
That's creepy.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of that movie 13 Cameras. You ever seen that?
Yeah. Oh, is that the old guy that almost looks like he's on roids?
Yeah, and he puts all the cameras in the house.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
If you haven't seen that movie, you need to watch that movie.
Definitely do it.
But anyways, okay, I got back on subject.
Yeah, okay. So I've given my popcorn kernel rating. For anybody who wants to criticize me on my criticisms of this movie, I'm just talking shit about it. I still think
honestly, those were mild.
It's a perfect film. I talk shit about The Birds, and I love The Birds. That's a 5-star, horror movie to me. But I talk shit about Chainsaw Massacre, but I still love it, and I think
everybody has an inner critic. Everybody has a critic.
Yeah,
but pros outweigh the cons.
Definitely.
How many good
by a long shot. Yeah.
Okay, so you gave it a 5. I figured that's what you were going to give it. Unfortunately,
the Cheddar's review.
Unfortunately, I give it a 5 too.
Unfortunately,
yes, because you know how we talked about music.
Yeah.
When the radio stations play songs over and over, and then it makes you hate the bands.
Yes. Yeah.
This I've just seen so many times.
Yeah.
I give it a 5 because
you know what it is.
Yeah, as film and art or cinema.
Yeah.
And how they put these shots. You were talking about the low budget.
Yeah.
I think I'm amazed they did this with that little budget.
Yeah.
And
the massive influence.
And the people behind it, they were clearly all talented.
Yeah.
You get that. But it's in these little groups, you see these little groups like all the Spielberg, Scorsese group.
Yeah.
And then I guess who would you clump this dude in with a class of?
Well, John Carpenter came from USC.
Was he? He wasn't with the Spielbergs and all them.
No.
He was after them, right?
Right. He was more. Carpenter kind of started out as a writer for hire. And he had worked with people like Dan O'Bannon.
Where do you know where he met Deborah Hill?
I don't know where they met, but
was this her first ventures with him?
I believe he and her were an item while this movie was being made, and then he broke up with her shortly after, and then he started dating Adrienne Barbeau. And then he ended up marrying her and had a kid with her. But Deborah Hill, I don't know where they met, but Deborah Hill was a script supervisor on Assault on Precinct 13, so maybe that's when they started hitting it off.
And then we're like, hey, I want to get in the movie business.
Yeah.
And then they went on to work.
Yeah, I think Deborah Hill was like, I want to produce some shit. And he was like, hell yeah, let's bang.
So you have those two people that turned out to be really good at what they did.
Yeah.
You have Dean Cundy come on here.
Yeah.
You ended up getting Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
Donald Pleasance. Yes. I think if they would have gone with the fucking Raiden and the other vampire guy,
Raiden,
whatever his name is, Lee and
Christopher Lee
and
not Christopher Lambert, folks.
What was it?
Christopher Lee.
Yeah, I just like fucking with you. I like to see this eye roll you give me.
Yeah, you do not conflate those two.
He gives me this really big eye roll. But
because it's goddamn ridiculous that you would compare those two.
Now it was like what was the other guy? Donald Cushing.
Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing. Okay, I knew it was a cushion.
Grand Moff Tarkin from Star Wars.
Yeah. I just don't think those would work, man. I like this guy, man. He's got that Columbo kind of vibe. I think those other dudes, they would have been too drawn. Is that the right word? Or gaunt in their face? I wouldn't have seen them as a physical
gaunt. I see like a pale gothic look.
Because didn't they always play the Hammer horror? Yeah. One of them was a vampire. I think it was Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee was Dracula. Yeah. But Donald Pleasance. What's interesting is that he's a real kooky, crazy fucking dude in some of his older movies, and this is actually a real subdued performance from him. But I think it works because
it doesn't fit the movie.
Right. It just like, I don't know. This movie kind of gave him a second career. Like,
I think if this had comedy in it, it wouldn't have worked. You had to play this straight.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so anyway, the acting, and the cinematography, the acting ended up having greats.
Yeah. Even down, a lot of people criticize Nancy Loomis's acting too, which I don't feel like that's very.
But she had a couple. Or how many films do you think she had under her belt? Her career,
maybe only one or two before this one.
Well, what about her whole career? Did she go on even?
No, she wasn't really known as a. I don't think she really branched out from this, but
yeah. So see,
but I feel like she does a good job. I feel like PJ Souls does a good job. I wouldn't even say their performances were over the top or anything. I know that some people criticize Deborah Hill's dialogue with the girls, but to me, it seems like there's a little bit of verisimilitude to their cadence, like the way teenage girls talk. A lot of people will criticize it because they feel like it's, I don't know, a little cheesy.
And you said she was in 3, right? I guess.
Who? Nancy Loomis.
Yeah, is she in 3?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay, yeah.
She had a little small.
Well, I thought that's what I heard. And I saw it.
Was that the last thing she did, or did she go on to do a little more after that?
Some TV movie, a Twilight Zone, and then Lady Boss TV series. So like in '92, it was she ran from Assault in '76, and it almost looks like she's gotten more work now doing these.
Oh, she making a comeback?
No, it's all she's got 5 credits for Self.
Oh.
Like she, the
it's
sassy one with Nancy Loomis.
Yeah.
These documentary videos,
she
because
she's got a lot of BTS stuff. For a lot of
she's got 9 actress credits and then 5 self credits for documentaries on herself.
Yeah.
So because she's got those starting in 06 to 2019. Yeah. So, but those are all like talking about herself.
Yeah.
Fandom probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she does a lot of the conventions, I think, too. And she's been in a lot of documentaries about this.
She's going to hate me, but her IMDb picture looks like a really mean teacher. That picture has her not looking happy at her class. That does not work well. She needs to change that, and she might get more work.
Yeah. I'd say she's pretty much retired now. I don't even know what she went on to after her acting career, but I feel like she did a good job. I feel like PJ Souls did a good job. Jamie Lee Curtis, some people complain about her performance in this.
Really?
Yeah, but
A Star was born.
Yeah, it was her first movie, and for this being her first movie, I feel like you know what really works for me is her screaming and her facial expressions.
You know what works for me? Her hair.
Yeah, you're really digging that
It's
hair.
the beauty.
You're really digging her hair. I don't blame you.
Dude, I just get smitten in these movies.
Yeah.
And I'm not allowed to connect to the characters and really see who they are. And I just go, and my heart goes, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. I don't blame you because these are some
But
hot,
okay, but yeah, so
chicks.
the cast is great.
I wish there would have been a little more titty.
I thought no, because then it becomes some like late night B film.
Well, I know
they did it classy in this because, you know, nowadays people would say you shouldn't even show boob. But if you're going to show boob, make it classy. Don't make it so much.
Well, and also, if they showed the boobs in this movie, they would have had to show the gore. Because you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, but do you think if they had the production value, they would have shown gore? Or do you think they would have... because that's the only area I could see that they could have added money to production value.
I feel like Carpenter did that for a reason. The whole Hitchcock thing, like the less you see, you know.
But didn't he have blood? Was there no blood in the shower scene?
Hitchcock did not show any blood in Psycho.
Okay.
There may have been a slight glimpse.
Then was it in the remake of Psycho? Was there blood in that?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm saying.
That Gus Van Sant piece of shit. No, it's not bad.
I thought that was pretty good.
I've grown to like it.
Well, it's almost identical, isn't it? From what I can remember.
It's a shot-for-shot remake, yeah.
Okay,
Dude, what if they did a shot-for-shot remake of Halloween? Oh, God. Oh.
Somebody's probably already done that on the web.
Oh, man. Like, dude.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, and this could be another conversation for another podcast, but, you know, they've already remade this movie with Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie did his version of it. And I don't know how you feel about the 2018 Halloween, but I wasn't a big fan of it.
I like it.
I like it, but...
No, if you're saying you're not a big fan...
Well, I'm just not a big fan of it. But
it's okay.
I still like it. It's, you know...
It's okay if you say it's okay. But if you're like, I like it, that's a little bit more... In my book, okay, I like it is over okay.
Okay for what it was.
See, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And, like, it blew me... Like, that sequence in the backyard with the flashing of the light and who was moving... That was the coolest fucking sequence I have seen in years.
It's all right. It's pretty good.
There's some pretty cool sequences. What I will say is somewhat... I think, don't you have the whole problem that she's older and that she's been pretty much planning for this guy to come and get her the whole time?
Yeah, she's Sarah Connor. I mean, you know.
I see what you're saying.
I like Jamie Lee's character in H2O more than I do the 2018 version. I feel like they were really... I mean, look, I'm being harsh on it, but, you know, the whole Me Too movement, like that... I'm not trying to get political or anything like that.
Yeah, what the fuck did you...
But
I wish you were farting more.
but I know it's like I'm getting worked up about all the political stuff over here. But the Me Too movement, I feel like kind of spawned this whole thing where it was like, you know, every female's got to be the infallible badass, and I feel like that's what her character was in the new Halloween, and there was like no vulnerability at all, like no. Like all of a sudden, she just became this super paranoid character with like...
Yeah, you know why? Because you got rid of all the other bullshit with the cult and curse, boogaloo woogla or whatever.
Yeah.
And you go back to here where he's the boogeyman and you can't stop him. And she realizes he's not human and he's a boogeyman. And she knows he's going to come out.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have had a problem with that had they continued after part 2. But they completely dismissed.
Well,
part
I get
2.
you. I get you say because part 2, it's for me. It's 1, 2, and then I have a real big love for 3. Yeah. But after that, I don't give 2 flying fucks until Rob Zombies.
Really? So you didn't really like part 4?
They put Buster Rhymes in here.
Part 4 was pretty dope.
Whatever. Is that the one with the fucking goofy mask, or is that 5?
Well, the mask was kind of ugly. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's part 4, right?
Yeah,
all right.
But it's a pretty decent slasher movie. It just has some corny moments.
And then I'll say H2O was pretty decent. I remember watching that in high school.
H2O is good.
But like, it didn't hold up. It's not. It's probably the better of everything after 3.
Which one? H2O.
H2O.
Yeah, I would. Well, I don't know. Maybe
of the original series, because then for me,
I do like 4 though. I kind of have an affinity for part 4.
Dude, I see 4 all the time. It's another one that comes along every year almost, and I wonder, man. I wish somebody would tell me.
Like you've just seen it too much. Or?
Yeah, well, I wonder, like, with Joe Bob, The Last Drive-In on Shudder, I've been watching that religiously, and I know they did a Halloween special, and I thought they did 1, and they may have done 4. I can't remember which ones they did. If somebody can remember, because I can't look it up right now.
Yeah.
Too stoned.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like every year I see 4 and 1.
Yeah.
And I would like to see 2 more than 1. 2 is actually a really good sequel. It's a would I get persecuted if I said out of sequels, it's one of the better transitions from a 1-2 to a sequel?
Yeah.
Where...
No, I don't feel like you get persecuted for that. People love part 2.
Because they don't really make it a joke either. A lot of the time, like with Jason and Freddy in the sequel, they gave Freddy more personality.
Yeah, well, they don't make it a joke, but the thing that people complain about in part 2 is the fact that there is more violence. They ramped up the body count.
Who cares about the fucking violence?
Well, I know. I mean,
if somebody's going to say that, man, they need to have their fucking pussy sewn shut.
Yeah. But even John Carpenter himself stated that he didn't really like part 2. He wrote the script for it, but he claims that he was drunk when he wrote it.
Well, he was being paid to do it.
Yeah, and he didn't want to do it.
Think about how many singles.
He reluctantly wrote that screenplay. He didn't want to do it. But he made... here's the thing with John Carpenter writing part 2. I
wish I had more beer.
You're getting dry, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting dry. All right. So you're talking about John Carpenter.
Well, yeah. The thing with him writing part 2 reluctantly is that he knew he was going to have to raise the stakes. He knew that it was going to be like a lot of what people wanted in slasher films at the time. Because at that time, everybody had imitated Halloween. They started imitating Friday the 13th.
And they started putting blood in it. You have to ramp. You got to have violence.
He had to include the gore, and I think he didn't want to do that.
But
that's people's biggest complaint about it.
Well, he may not have wanted to do it, but I think it was good for it. Needed it.
Yeah.
That's an opinion. But
because you can't have a sequel to this. And think about if part 2 didn't have any blood. I don't know if people would
it'd become
liked it as much.
It'd become like freaking PG. Like, it's funny because like my wife's not a fan of horror, but like the horror movies she knows are Halloween because her youth group on Wednesday nights, after they would go to church, they would then go over to the next room or something because wherever they were at in the youth house, and they'd watch the Halloween movies. Yeah. So you have people at youth churches watching the Halloween movies. So if they did
like all of them, or?
Yeah, they would watch every one of them. Like,
holy shit.
So and so it's like that says a lot if youth groups are watching like the Halloween movies. Just think, if they didn't have any blood, it would probably be the Disney horror franchise.
Well, it's
they did kind of fuck it up though with is it 5 where he rams a shotgun through a guy?
Yeah, I think that's 4.
4 again? Okay, that's another reason I don't like 4. Yeah. He doesn't kill anybody with like he kills somebody with all these different objects.
I think, and he shoves his thumbs through somebody's forehead too.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Part 1 and 2 and 3 are all classy, dude. It just gets, it doesn't get class. That's maybe it too. Well, it loses its class.
Yeah, and part 3 is definitely my second favorite of the series.
So you go 1, 3, 2.
1, 3, 2.
Okay,
and then 4. Maybe.
I didn't know that was in the rule. I thought, but yeah, 3 is actually better than 2.
Yeah.
But then here you go. Here, I like the Rob Zombie ones.
I do too.
I like the Rob Zombie ones.
I'm not afraid to say that either. Those get a lot of fucking hate, but I love.
And those grew on you though.
Yeah.
If I can remember correctly, you didn't like them. I've always liked them and felt bad for liking them because I was like, my friend is this big cinephile and he's not a fan of them.
I will admittedly say that I hated the first Rob Zombie Halloween, but now. But here's the thing: I like his part 2 more than I do his part 1.
Yeah, well, I think his part 2 is better than the original part 2.
The director's cut, people. The director's cut of Halloween 2.
Check
it out. It's better.
But is that also where they have the white pony, or is the white pony in the first one?
Yeah, no, that's in the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's but any which way. So
why does everybody complain about the white pony?
But see, I can't put those. I like his second one though.
Yeah.
The hospital sequence because it mimics the hospital sequence.
It does,
his better than the original.
You think it's he tricked you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a dream sequence, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
But I like that sequence, and I thought it was better, and I like how they Danielle Harris in that too.
Yes,
but
she was in both of them.
And then and then I would have to put the remake after those, and then put every other piece of shit after that.
Yeah, so you don't really dig Curse either, huh?
Paul Rudd's in that.
So?
Paul Rudd is in a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
He's the best part of it, but he's Paul Rudd, so everything's a joke. I just can't take it serious.
Well, that was.
I guess I did say H2O too right after 3, didn't I?
Yeah.
So it'd probably be. I agree with you.
I mean,
you persuaded me to go 1,
Curse
3.
Michael, you gotta understand that Paul Rudd. That was before he was Brian Fantana. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm just not. How they did the whole curse thing, I just didn't care for it.
Well,
it was like watching a really bad version of Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah. And the producer's cut of Curse is actually a little better.
Well, I
it's
think,
like almost a completely different movie, dude.
If it's
like Alien 3?
If it's the one in the box set that we have,
yeah,
that's the only one I've seen.
Yeah.
Because I've watched these throughout life,
yeah,
but I didn't watch them all. So then when I got that, who put it out?
Scream Factory.
Yeah, Scream Factory. You can't even get it now, right?
Is
it out of print, or did they
print?
Yeah. But I watched
the one that we have is out of print anyway.
Yeah, I watched them 1 through, so I knew there's certain ones, and because do you remember me always saying, man, there's one where he bleeds green blood, but evidently I was watching another movie.
Yeah.
Because it's not there. But yeah, no, the Paul Rudd one, I just don't like them after that. And
it ranks low for me, but I still like it
because what's left?
Well, you got
4, 5,
part 5,
and then 6 is Curse.
Part 5 is horrible, but also the one with Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, that's the last tail end of the shit.
Yeah, I mean that is the worst.
Yeah, that was like seeing DMX beat up fucking Seagal.
Yeah, yeah, it just I don't know. I mean,
yeah. Wait, I don't even know if that's Busta Rhymes. I may be doing another rapper. And then Tyra Banks was in there, right?
She was, yeah.
Yeah, no, man.
Yeah,
she's a pretty girl.
I'm not a fan of Resurrection. Should we go ahead and just rate the entire series?
Well, I just did pretty much. I don't give a shit after fucking the remake.
I will give you my ratings right now. I will say, okay, so you got the first Halloween is definitely my number 1. Second would be number 3. My third favorite. And you guys out there, if you want to leave your rankings in the comments, let us know if we're full of shit or not. But the first movie is definitely my number 1. Part 3 would be my number 2. My number 3 would be part 2. My number 4 would have to be part 4. My number 5 would be H2O. But see,
I'm gonna make a dunce hat for you for that one.
But H2O and part 4 kind of it's like a tie.
H2O is way better. It just has that 90s CW vibe.
Yeah, it's because Kevin Williamson wrote it.
And then
the fucking Dawson's Creek guy. He wrote it. Yeah.
Yeah, it totally has that feel.
But he also wrote Scream.
And she dies in that one, right? Or which one does she die?
No, she dies at the beginning of Resurrection.
Ah, that piece of shit. Jamie Lee Curtis. No, Laurie Strode doesn't die. Like, when they killed her in this series, they really were trying to kill the franchise.
I think she wanted to die.
Yeah, she did. She's getting too old. She didn't want to do it.
But she came back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Had they,
so she can't die. It turns out she can't.
Yeah, but it's
because you can always just retcon the shit and just pretend.
No, it's just a different universe. It's somebody else telling the story.
Yeah, you can give me that shit.
Dude, I'm marveling it for you.
All right, so my number 5 was H2O. My number 6 would probably have to be, I would say Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Okay, so you go 1, 3, 2, 4, H2O.
H2O, and then Halloween 2. My number 7 would probably...
Halloween 2 after H2O?
Yeah.
Really? It's not up there?
No, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I thought...
I've already listed the original.
Okay, so
part
Rob
2.
Zombie's Halloween 2 over his 1?
Yes. Yeah. And then I would say next, after that, after Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, would be The Curse of Michael Myers, the producer's cut.
Oh, what?
Hey, you can make your own list over there if you want.
I already just spelled it out for you.
Okay. And let's see. After Curse, I would say Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. And then I would say my number 9 would be Halloween 5. And then number 10 would be Busta Rhymes. Was that all of them? Am I forgetting one? Oh, fuck. I forgot the goddamn remake. Or the retcon.
Yeah, I put it in there, but
the Blumhouse version. Okay,
but
so
where would you would? I don't. You're not that big of a fan of it, are you? Are you about to surprise me?
well, I mean, it's definitely better than Busta Rhymes and Part 5.
Okay, so it's pretty much third from the bottom.
Okay, so I will say after Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So after my number 6 would be David Gordon Green's Halloween 2018.
And then where'd you put Rob Zombie's Halloween 1?
That was after The Curse of Michael Myers, producer's cut. Sorry, man.
Dude, I'm gonna beat you over the head with Howard.
I sees it.
Okay, yeah. Well, you can listen back to get mine. It's pretty much, I'll just sum it up. 1, 3. You persuaded me because I was gonna go in order, just to respect how different 3 was.
Yeah.
But it is a good movie. It's really cool. And if they would have done that, that would have been kind of different. Each different Halloween tale every Halloween.
I thought it was a good idea. Yeah.
But anyway, so it's like 1, 3.
Deborah Hill was ahead of her fucking time.
Yeah. 1, 3, 2.
Yeah.
And then H2O.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Rob Zombie 1, 2.
Yeah. Okay.
2018.
Okay.
And then it can just fall in order what's left.
So, okay, but would you say that Part 4 would be better than Part 5 and Busta Rhymes?
Yeah, because it would go, because I only went 1 through 3 and then did all the new shit. Okay. So that, and then I said in order. So it would go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so Part 4 being better than 5, 6 yeah. Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, it just plays out in order.
Yeah.
Is that chronological order? Or?
Yeah, but 7 is H2O, so
it's missing though.
Yeah.
What's left?
So it would basically be 4, 5, 6, and then Busta Rhymes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, well that's fair enough.
But I'm also a fan of the re-envision. I get what you're saying about the Sarah Connor thing, but
I just don't feel like it's Laurie Strode. It doesn't seem like.
But I feel like she thinks the boogeyman's after her. That's just gonna fuck you up. Just think about how like, you would feel if somebody like that killed all your friends and did that, and then you have these kids telling you it's the boogeyman. You can't kill him, and you thought you shot him. He disappears
after Part 2.
I guess
not after this one. I just feel like she wouldn't have that kind of trauma after this one. But the fact that she got attacked twice in 1 and 2. That was my only problem with it, dude. Yeah. My only problem was the fact that they discarded Part 2 and they were like, it didn't happen. Well, why not pick up after what happened in the hospital? Like,
so he pretty much, I guess, am I missing it? He doesn't get shot at the end of that one. He gets shot at the end of Part 2.
he blows up in part 2. But see,
so he did.
They brought him back in part 4. They might as well bring him back in the 2018 version.
But
I mean, if they retconned it, they can do anything they fucking want.
But any which way, I will say the survival one. I can say at least I bought into it.
Yeah.
It's not like I bought into the Terminator movie where they turned Terminator into a what is it? An interior decorator. You know.
Yeah. That we'll have to. That'll be a story for another episode. Because that
what were we talking about?
That was
I just took one to the brain before that. What was the topic? Because pretty much I've given it 5. Fuck it, I don't even remember.
Well, I don't know.
Because I talked about the movie. It was funny hearing you kind of give little complaints, and I feel like I could have.
I'm just talking shit.
Well, no, you're talking about plot
just
holes.
Talking shit.
You're talking plot, or you brought up what other people thought too.
Yeah,
and I kind of shot their bullshit down.
Things that I saw other people mention on
you
the
can
internet.
make a clear excuse to make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you can make it work, it's not a plot hole.
Yeah, totally.
I can't help that you don't agree with how I see it working. Like when you said you don't even know if that was him that broke into it. Yeah, hey, that's.
No, I agree with your stance.
Yeah, I mean, you can sell me and like
because you're justifying it and
it works.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's going to see it differently, and that's why movies are subjective. People, art is subjective. But one thing we do agree on is that we both give it a 5, and that would make a solid 10 for this fucking classic. Mm-hmm. But I would say, if you don't have anything else, I would say we can wrap it up with that.
Yeah, I was just going to say like and subscribe.
Yes.
Leave us some comments. Share. I know you're out there.
Yes.
Whoa, did you hear that?
No.
Listen back for that, because when I said I know you're out there, I was burping at the same time, so it sounded like a cat growl.
Yeah. People get your... I mean, yeah, this is our special Halloween episode. We're trying to draw some people in, so get your butcher knives and fucking stab the subscribe button, please.
Yep. Leave us comments, good or bad.
Yeah. We're looking forward to them.
But I am ready. So until next time.
Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. You've been listening to Popcorn on the Macabre. We got more episodes coming up, guys. So we're signing off.